Good evening and welcome to the Raw Feed. I'm Gary Franchi, and what you're about to witness isn't just another news show. It's a front row seat to history in the making. We're streaming live right now to millions worldwide on YouTube, Rumble, and X. And if you're watching this, you're part of something bigger than all of us. Before we dive in, do me a favor. Grab your phone and text this stream link to 3 people you trust. Why? Because big tech doesn't want this information getting out. They'll bury it, shadow ban it, and do everything they can to keep Americans in the dark, but they can't stop direct communication. They can't stop you from sharing the truth. Now, let me tell you what we're covering tonight, and believe me, it is explosive. We are on day 19 of Donald Trump's historic return to the White House. And what's unfolding is nothing short of revolutionary. The deep state is in panic mode, and for good reason. First up, the cartels have just made a fatal mistake. They're threatening our border patrol with weaponized drones, and Trump's response, well, let's just say the Marines aren't going to take this lightly. We've got exclusive details that will shock you. Then Elon Musk's DOGE team has uncovered what might be the largest government fraud in history, $100 billion in Medicare and Medicaid waste. But that is just the beginning. Wait till you hear where your tax dollars have really been going. And speaking of government waste, the USAID scandal is exploding. Trump is calling it a complete fraud. And the evidence we're about to show you proves that he is right. The mainstream media won't touch this story, but of course we will. So here's the thing. We can only keep bringing you this critical information with your support. If you believe in what we're doing, if you want to help us keep exposing the truth, visit the link in the description to donate. Every dollar helps us fight back against the corporate media machine. And speaking of fighting back, we have something special for our patriots. Head over to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Check out our exclusive limited edition Mag Avengers merchandise. Show the world you stand with real news. Now, we're going to be interacting with all of you throughout the show. Your super chats, your Rumble rants will be featured on screen between segments. That's right, your voice, your thoughts broadcast to millions. And if you are a channel member, you'll get special acknowledgement in the chat. Haven't joined yet? Click that join button for exclusive perks and access to the Next News Network team. But here's what you really need to know. What we're covering tonight isn't just news. It is a turning point. When the history books are written about how America was saved, they'll point to these moments, these revelations, and these actions. So stay with us. Keep the comments coming. Your super chats get priority between segments, and trust me, you are going to want to be part of this conversation. We're about to blow the lid off stories that will change everything you thought you knew about what's really happening in America. This is the Raw Feed, and the truth starts now. Let's welcome you to the show. Mark Smith, Deborah Ackert, F.P. Sonny, R. Johnson, Danielle meets the lion, dehydrated nurse, Lee, what is up? Waited so long for this moment in time. I have as well. We've got Archie Bunker, Jer Brasfield. We've got Zaida Perez Maldonado. We've got Cindy in the house in Buffalo, New York. We've got Mountain Goddess, who just became a member, Michelle Blackburn, Mike Sun, Turbo Wars, Sean Gunk in the house. We've got Jim and Jeff in Texas Road, Pothead Kenny. We got Max Millie in the house as well. Yes, we are trying to knock it out of the park every night. We got Rebecca and John Waltman, Jeremy Olson, SLM. 10 Dude is here. We've been waiting for you, man. What's up? Who else is here? We got Drag Peterson, Jonathan Floming, Duty to Rebel, Deanna Walters, Adam Mendenhall in Oklahoma City. What's up? We've got Running Bear, Timbo, Slice, Bobby, Riesling, Deborah. The gang is all here. Did you hit the like button? Did you hit the share button yet? I'm waiting. Acknowledge that you have done so by pressing 1 in the chat room. Mike's son, Robert, Captain Caveman is here. No way. We got Stevie and Michael Barrister, Michelle Bastiani. What's up? Who else? Sammy B.A., James, Aaron, Barry, Rebecca Betts, Nancy. The gang is in the house, folks. We got some news. We have got some news tonight we have to get into. Look at all those ones that are coming in. What's up? You guys hitting that share Gary, is loud enough for everyone tonight? Brian wants to know, because Brian works behind the scenes to make sure we give you the best experience in news. So Brian works really hard, and so does Todd. We can't leave Todd out of the mix either. Okay, folks, let's get into it. We have a lot to cover tonight. We're a little behind schedule, but there's no better time than now. Am I right? Good evening and welcome to the story they don't want you to hear. On day 19 of his presidency, Donald Trump isn't just making changes, he is rewriting history. While Time magazine desperately tries to stay relevant, with Elon Musk covers Trump, he's meeting with Japan's prime minister, signaling a seismic shift in global alliances. But here's what's really interesting. Attorney General Pam Bondi has leaked plans to reinstate the federal death penalty, and it's sent shockwaves through the deep state. And now even Elizabeth Warren is siding with Trump on debanking. Think about that for a second. When your enemies start agreeing with you, you know something big is happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So what we're seeing on day 19 of Trump's presidency isn't just political change. It's global economic realignment. As Trump reshapes alliances with nations like Japan, the international monetary system is trembling. The deep state knows their control is slipping, and they're desperately trying to protect their financial power. And smart Americans are preparing for this shift by securing their wealth with gold. Noble gold investments, they understand this better than anyone. They've helped thousands protect their retirement from government overreach. Visit nextnewsgold.com, and with a qualified account, receive 10 1-ounce silver American Eagle coins. Visit the link in the description, Next News Gold, or call the number on the screen, 877-646-5347. Oh boy, 7 hours ago, President Donald Trump posted this picture on his X account. We have Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk wearing oversized MAGA hats. Oh, isn't that fun? Isn't that fun to watch? Yes, they are having so much fun at the White House, but the fun is only getting started, because President Trump has just announced new Japanese foreign investment into the U.S. Oh boy, this is good news. President Trump also says we spend more per pupil on education than any other country, yet we're ranked dead last. Maybe that's why he wants to get rid of the Department of Education. Let's listen.
In various countries, well, I see the same ones. I see Maxine Waters, a lowlife. I see, all these people. They don't love our country. They don't love our country. We want great education. So they rank 40 countries in education. We're ranked dead last. But the good news is we're number one in one category. You know what that is? Cost per pupil. We spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. You look at Norway, Denmark, Sweden, various countries all up and down, Finland, China does very well in education. And then you look at us, we spend much more money than they do per pupil or any other way, but we spend much more money than they do, and yet we're ranked this year, Biden's last year, congratulations, Joe, we're ranked dead last.
Wow.
So what I want to see is education. Number one, I like choice. We all like choice. But beyond choice, long beyond choice, I want to see it go back to the states where great states that do so well have no debt. They're operated brilliantly. They'll be as good as Norway or Denmark or Sweden or any of the other highly ranked countries. They'll be, probably have 35 to 38 states will be right at the top. And the rest will come along. They'll have to come along competitively. And by the way, we'll be spending a lot less money. And we'll have great...
Buckle up, folks. The golden age of America is upon us. Japan's prime minister just announced major Japanese car companies will be opening new factories in America. Yeah, baby, this is called the Trump effect. Let's listen.
And also, there is another good news that I would like to deliver to you. A Japanese automaker, Isuzu, has a plan to create a factory in the United States in the near future.
あるいは先ほど申し上げましたが、トヨタ自動車は合衆国の工場を拡張する、あるいは新設をするという計画を持って近々実行いたします。工場はこの4月から本格的に稼働いたします。
And as I touched upon the example of Toyota, They also have another plan to expand their factories as well as start to operate new factories in the near future. And as far as I understand, there is one factory to be fully operational starting the month of April this year.
Nice. Isuzu, Toyota, all feeling the Trump effect, and we aren't even done yet. Now, if you didn't hear about this, I guess Elon Musk was put on the cover of Time magazine. Trump was asked about it. Let's listen to the reaction.
Mr. President, do you have a reaction to the new Time magazine cover that has Elon Musk sitting behind your Resolute desk?
Oh, wow.
タイムマガジンにイーロン・マスクが大統領の机の後ろで座っている写真がありますけども、それに関するコメントは何かありますか?
Is Time magazine still in business? I didn't even know that.
タイムマガジンは
Mr. President, do you have
Yeah, see, Time Magazine's trying to stay relevant, but what they're doing is they're attacking Elon Musk because Elon Musk is so effective. They're trying to neutralize Elon Musk, attacking Donald Trump's ego by putting Elon Musk behind the Resolute desk. Of course, Donald Trump just fires back. How many times has Trump been on the cover of Time Magazine? They're going to go ahead and put Elon. He doesn't even care. Who even reads magazines anymore? My goodness. We've also got this rapid response 47. I didn't. Thank God for this. I hate those paper straws. Have you ever tried to have a drink out of a paper straw and it just becomes a soggy mess? And then you have to ask for another one and another one and another one? Well, apparently this is official. This is from Donald Trump's Truth Social. It was reposted by Rapid Response 47. He says, I will be signing an executive order next week ending the ridiculous Biden push for paper straws, which don't work. Let's go back to plastic. If you remember, that whole movement started when, it was heartfelt. There was a child who took a picture of a turtle and had a plastic straw in its nose, and everyone started crying about the turtles. And they said, well, we got to do something about this. Let's go to paper straws. And then everywhere you went had paper straws. Well, that game is over. Donald Trump's making straws great again. Yes, my friends, even straws are great in the Trump presidency. Here's the moment when Donald Trump welcomed the Japanese Prime Minister to the White House.
And they'll President Trump and the Japanese Prime Minister right now as they come out for their traditional photo, and they'll stand. This is Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba, and he's just gotten there. They'll talk about a whole host of things, all about how to reserve and build the diplomacy between our friend Japan and the United States.
Suddenly, I have a craving for sushi. Yeah, I'm going to have to put an order in for after the show. Kanye West, you hear about this? Asking Donald Trump to pardon Diddy. Yeah, this just came out 20 hours ago, Mario Nafal. Kanye West asked Trump to pardon Diddy. Yes, or Ye, as he's known now, is pushing for a presidential pardon for Sean Diddy Combs, who's embroiled in serious legal trouble. Combs is facing charges of all these different things, prosecutors making allegations. But do you think that Diddy should get a presidential pardon? No, I would much rather see who is in Diddy's black book. And here we have this. Shadow of Ezra leaked images 19 hours ago from Donald Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi confirm his plan to reinstate the federal death penalty. Crimes including treason, child exploitation, and terrorism will once again be punishable by execution. These are the leaked images that were somehow pushed out. I'm not sure, obviously, the source of these leaks, but now they are all circulating online. Lots to get to in Trump's number 19 day. Oh, speaking of leaks, Jamie Raskin, he's worried the DOJ under Bondi will no longer be nonpartisan. What a joke. Josh Dunlap posting this. We got the clip here. Jamie Raskin gaslighting the American people because the entire time that we were under the Biden regime, what did we have? A partisan DOJ. Well, guess what, buddy? The pendulum is swinging the other way, and we are not going to fall for your games anymore. Jamie Ratskin.
So now, Bondi, again, we're just piecing together the details.
And I'm pointing out here, look what show he's on. Inside with Jen Psaki. Yeah, Jen Psaki, the former White House press secretary under the Biden administration. Yeah, these people are all in cahoots. This is on MSNBC, of course.
Now, but she's somebody who's been a very loyal Trump partisan, including on election denialism. So she's gone on TV to echo election denialist claims. She has
election denialist claims. Are those the same election denial claims that we heard for the entirety of Donald Trump's first term being spewed from the mouths of Democrats like Hillary Clinton? Yeah, I guess it's only okay when you guys do it. God, these people.
Made false allegations about cheating in the 2020 presidential election, which still they adhere to, even though, we have 60 federal and state court decisions rejecting all of their fraudulent claims.
Oh, you can keep playing that game, Ratskin. You can keep playing that game. We know the truth. We all know what happened in 2020. And at least it gave us another chance to cast 3 votes for Donald Trump and gave Donald Trump 4 years to reassess his game plan when he returned to the White House. So, if you guys didn't cheat in the 2020 election, Donald Trump would have been out of office by now, right? And you guys may have had a candidate that could hold their weight, but no, you guys decided to throw out Biden and install Kamala Harris. Anyway, I digress.
And she has played that role for Trump all along. So she's a very loyal partisan. So in her case, I think we've got to be focused on what are they going to do with the Department of Justice? Are they going to convert this institution, which has been an implementer of law enforcement and has improved dramatically over time, into the president's personal law firm and an instrument of vendetta and retribution? They want to install people who are going to prosecute.
Vendetta and retribution. Those are the words they like to use, huh?
The prosecutors, as Bondi has said. And it looks like a completely different kind of institution from the one that has been built up through both Democratic and Republican administrations in the past. So it looks to me like a recipe for nonstop political warfare. I mean, I liken the time
Seriously,
I think we're in very much to like 1798 with the Alien and Sedition Acts, where the only program was anti-immigrant hysteria and then prosecution of political enemies and attacks on the other party and attempts to entrench the majority party.
Wow. I can't believe he's actually saying this stuff. Does he even hear himself? He has to go back to the 1700s? Listen, we only have to go back a couple years to see exactly what he's saying there. What a joke. This is the modern Democrat Party, but the American people see through it all. And that's why they're having so much fun at the White House. Yeah, Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk with their oversized MAGA hats. God bless them. I need to get one of those. Okay, we have more to get to. What is this? What is this? He's right. Democrats are outnumbered. It's not taboo to be openly Republican now. I know you guys. I know you guys feel this. I know you do. Because what
to the left?
I mean, how many conversations have you had where you have to kind of tiptoe? You got to tiptoe around this new person that you've met because you can't quite tell. You don't want to tip your hand that you are a MAGA supporter because these people are lunatics. You don't know who's going to just fly off the handle. I know you know what I'm talking about. And then suddenly the sigh of relief. And I've had these conversations with many people, and you kind of just slowly start to introduce little talking points, little morsels of truth, and eventually some of those morsels of truth take root, and then the conversation evolves, and then everyone's like, oh, you're a MAGA supporter too. You love Trump too. Oh, you know what I'm talking about, right? Oh, man, it's crazy. Well, now there is no reason. There is no more cancel culture. Cancel culture is dead, and we can all celebrate this moment. Let's see what this guy's got to say.
Are you guys still acting like being a Republican is this weird, crazy thing to be when we just won the House, the Senate, and the presidency? You guys are outnumbered. You know what is weird and crazy? Thinking you're entitled to police other people's beliefs and opinions. And the moral arrogance to assume that you're entitled to control what other people believe, that's something that's unique to the left. And Americans were so fed up with that they resoundingly rejected the left by electing a Republican Senate, House, and president. But instead of self-reflecting on where Democrat messaging may have gone wrong, I see Democrats all over the place persecuting people who voted for Trump and made this victory possible. Instead of coping by seeking to understand how this outcome was possible, they are just trying to do what they're used to doing, persecuting their opposition. It's not going to work this time because, again, you guys are outnumbered. The era in which you could bully, harass, and shame anybody who disagreed with you is over. People are no longer going to let some of the weakest and most sensitive members of our society push everybody around.
Yep, those days are over. Happy days are here again. I feel like we've just closed a time loop. Here we have, this was 24 hours ago, Vigilant Fox reporting Joe Rogan obliterating Bernie Sanders, the Soros family, and the media for the most outrageous gaslighting ever. Bernie Sanders making a post about Donald Trump trying to silence independent media. Let's listen to Joe Rogan. I love this guy.
No, I don't know if you...
It's amazing to watch all these left-wing people suddenly, Bernie Sanders making a post about how Donald Trump is trying to silence independent media was the wildest fucking gaslighting I think I've ever seen from a politician. Independent media? You mean fucking CBS? You mean CBS that edited that Kamala Harris interview to make it look like she had a really good point?
100%. And then I don't know if you caught Alex Soros reposting this claim that basically you have an unelected cabal wielding power. I mean, that's
just,
you.
Yeah, that's you, Alex. That's your dad. This is crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a very, very strange historical moment.
Also, it's like, you haven't addressed any of the exposed corruption. All you're talking about is the horrors of dismantling this amazing organization. What about all the shit that they've uncovered? There's not even a counter argument. Like, no, we need to fund gender fluid dance in fucking Turkey. like, what are you talking about? We need $200 million for Starbucks Keurig cups. What? It's amazing to watch all these.
Oh, yeah, the party continues. Joe Rogan, always on fire. Here's more. Speaking of on fire, Steve Bannon masterfully explaining how everyone seems to forget that one of the president's 3 roles is chief law enforcement officer of the United States. Steve Bannon. This looks like, I believe this is CBN?
The Woodward Bernstein, the media, but it was really judged on this. The unitary theory says by our Constitution, the president has 3 roles as defined. Number 1, he's the chief executive officer of the U.S. government. Number 2, he's the commander-in-chief of the uniformed services, the military. And the third, which I never want to talk about, he's the chief magistrate and chief law enforcement officer of the government. Now, since Watergate, and Watergate was really a legal coup against Nixon. Not so much CIA was involved, other people were involved, the Woodward Bernstein, the media, but it was really Judge Sirica, a federal judge, working with lawyers on the House Impeachment Committee, also working with lawyers in the DOJ that we now know did much of what they've been trying to do with President Trump. And so they hate the fact that the Justice Department, the FBI, has been hermetically sealed, and these progressive left globalists have run it at detriment to any Republican administration. And although most Republican administrations didn't go hard at all, they would be batted back immediately. And even President Trump, we were thwarted in year 1. So in the unified theory, as chief executive, he's sitting there saying, hey, they give me pretty open field running in the Constitution about my Article 2 powers, to wit, and what Kane's talking about a lot is about the money that gets allocated or appropriated is a law. But for instance, if there's $300 billion in a green, he calls it a green new scam that's still there and a law's been passed, and he thinks that they can show that it hasn't been used properly or it's unspent, he believes that the Constitution says the appropriation is a ceiling, and he has the ability to go back and redirect it. He also thinks he has the ability with Elon Musk as an outside advisor when they highlight something like USAID and say this is really a CIA cutout. Is the money's supposed to be for development, helping people, philanthropy. We actually know it's a CIA cutout, and it's been funding, as we showed on War Room, it's been funding the invasion through the NGOs, the invasion on the southern border. Oh, by the way, it's also been funding all types of media suppression and online suppression to suppress the MAGA movement and President Trump's followers in the United States, including deplatforming people like my show. Then he feels that he can say, hey, I'm going to zero this out and Congress has got to catch up with me. On the military side, he feels, hey, I can send Pete Hegseth to the border, my Secretary of Defense, to the border with 1,500 troops to protect the national security, right? And I can do that, and I will do it. He also says, hey, I can recall Milley back to uniform and have him put on trial for treason.
Let's go.
On the other side, he's saying, hey, the FBI, I can redo the FBI, I can restructure the Justice Department, and you're not going to stop me, right? Because I am the chief executive, I'm president of the United States. This is why Kane and these elite globalists are in shock. I mean, your first question about they're not ready, this is kind of their bleeding right now. They're writing op-eds in the Wall Street Journal. They're writing op-eds in the New York Times. I got a news flash for them. Op-eds in the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal are not going to hack it. If that's what you're going to bring, you're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Okay, because this is a confrontation. This is what I'm saying, Days of Thunder. President Trump in this.
Let's go, man. President Trump, he has executive authority, and he is executing it with precision. And they are freaking out. He's right. You're going to write a New York Times op-ed? You think you're going to sway public opinion? Nobody reads the New York Times, okay? Maybe you have CNN or MSNBC parroting, but nobody watches them either. Okay? I've said it time and time again on this show. More people watch The Grass Grow on the Home and Garden channel than they watch Anderson Cooper on CNN. And speaking of watching grass grow, did you hear about this? A Michigan representative, so sad, says she's going to voluntarily sterilize herself to avoid pregnancy in Donald Trump's America. Now, I'm not sure why anybody would want to do that, but, I mean, preventing offspring from somebody who has that perspective is probably a good idea. And now, okay, so let's see. We got more from This is Brett Weinstein. This is the first genuine outcome of the election since 1963. Oh, wow, 63.
I think what we have seen over you and I are about the same age, what we have seen over our entire lifetime is that elections can change the jerseys, but they just swap. Mm-hmm. You know, who's in power and who's out of power. Well, the point is the system is in power, and, you know, the people in the roles to deliver the speeches change, but they're just basically trading off. And so,
as my Uncle Lou would often tell me. Now, my Uncle Lou, guys, say a prayer for him. He's in the hospital right now. And he always would help me. He's on the other side of the fence. He's very, very left. And but God bless him. He would always try to help me sharpen my debate. He always knew Christian conservative Trump supporter, and he would help me sharpen my debate skills when I would talk to him, and he would help me in so many different ways. And he would say the right and the left are just different pant legs of the same pair of pants. That's what my uncle would always say. Say a prayer for him right now. Sorry, I digress.
I have the sense that you and I are now watching the outcome of the first genuine election since 1963.
Yeah, I've heard that argued, that 63, when they assassinated Kennedy, that was the last time we had a real president. It was an actual person who was trying to change things and put things in a position where he felt it was beneficial to the entire country.
Right, and it changes the feel of this in two ways. One of them is just unfamiliar to us because we've been watching theater for our entire lives being told that it was the transfer of power.
Right.
And the other is that there's a lot of pent-up need for change because you've effectively had a cryptic power structure that never gets displaced, that has gotten so entrenched that rooting it out takes, frankly, an extraordinary, in every sense of the word, person like Donald Trump.
That's right, and that's what we're witnessing right now. Sassafras 84, this sums it up. It is FAFO time. This is a post from Jason D. Meister. Hey, Democrats, if you hadn't illegally spied on Trump, undermined Trump's presidency, stole the 2020 election, arrested Trump, charged Trump, indicted Trump, gagged Trump, censored Trump, raided Trump's private residence, jailed Trump supporters, attempted to remove Trump from state ballots, convicted Trump, and tried to kill Trump, none of this would be happening, but you effed around and now you're finding out. Sincerely, the American people. And we've got this hilarious post. Let's see what this is about here. Can you feel his pain?
Sports teams just issued tax cuts. Trump just issued tax cut proposals to Congress for the middle class. No taxes on tips or overtime. And then he wants to close the loopholes on the billionaires that own sports teams. Further solidified that he ended up working for the American people and not all these rich people. And he just exposed USAID for all of the money that they were wasting. Democrats are never going to win again. He is completing all of his campaign promises in less than a month. I've never seen nothing like this. How are we going to get him out of office? What are we going to do? Oh he exposed USAID.
Oh my
God. Treasury Department.
This guy just goes on and on, dude. I love it. I love it. And then we have this from Senator Pocahontas, Elizabeth Warren, siding with Trump, admitting debanking is a real problem. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I think hell has officially frozen over.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So debanking is a real problem, and we need to work across the aisle to solve it. I've got a stack of stories sent in by consumers and organizations that were debanked. I'd like to submit them for the record.
Is Laura Loomer included in that? I would hope so.
The Biden administration, we've seen the rise of what many are calling Operation Choke Point 2.0, where federal regulators exploited their power, pressuring banks to cut off services to individuals and businesses with conservative dispositions or folks aligned with industries they just didn't like the color of one's skin in my family's history.
Wow.
I wholeheartedly believe that debanking someone over their political ideology is un-American and goes against the core values.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So debanking is...
Wow. Pocahontas on the case now, flipping the script. And I meme, therefore I am. After watching Trump in action, a woman who previously voted for Harris is now glad that he won. Oh, she is not alone.
All the things that Trump has done. All right, y'all. Listen, let me be one of the first black women that was a part of the 92 or the 93% that voted for Kamala to come out and just say it. I regret voting for Kamala. I really do. I regret voting for her. Already into Trump's presidency, not even a full month. And this man has already secured borders. He's already signing bills that are taking place that are uplifting this country. Me not doing my history and really, being investigative and seeing all the things that Trump has done, and now having an eye opener and really looking at this man and seeing exactly how this man works has really put something on my heart. And I don't know what I was thinking going in there voting.
Well, it's not that you weren't thinking, it's that you were deceived. Okay? And I'm thank you for putting this video together. Thank you for being public about it. There's a lot of people who were deceived these last 4 years, and finally the scales are falling from their eyes. It's because the truth is prevailing and because people see the fruit of Donald Trump's work.
For Kamala in the first place, I'm glad of the results. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that Trump is in there, but me being so lost and participating into the whole Kamala run, and now taking a step back, looking at how this president here is really running things, and it hasn't even been a whole month, is something that I do think about. So, I advise people that are in the Democratic Party, myself, to do your research. Really do your research, okay? Because I can definitely say that as a black woman, a part of the 93%, I made an error. I can admit that. I can take accountability and admit that.
Let's go. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. The walkaway movement grows ever stronger. We've got this. This was 22 hours ago. Senate just voted 52-47 to advance Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s confirmation as HHS Secretary to the final step. This is historic. We've also got this. CNN, 1 day ago, 24 hours, rapid response, 47, one of my favorite X accounts now. CNN talking about the 79% of the country.
It's 79%. I think these numbers are really illuminating on this topic because I just think there's such a clear trend among the American public. So transgender female athletes in women's sports, only 18% of the country says that they should be, in fact, allowed to participate in women's sports. Compare this to the opposition. I mean, my goodness gracious, 79%. You rarely get 79% of the country to agree on anything, but they do, in fact, agree on the idea of opposing transgender female athletes in women's sports. But it's not just the here and now, Laura. It's not just the here and now. What we're actually seeing is a trend on this particular issue, and it's going in the direction of opposition. So take a look here. Okay, transgendered female athletes, and amongst those Americans who oppose them in women's sports, back in 2021, it was 62%. A majority, but, not anywhere close to a ginormous majority, right? A clear majority, but not a ginormous majority. But then again, you look here in 2025, you see it at 79%. So it's not just that the majority of Americans are opposed to transgender female athletes in women's sports. It's that the opposition has become considerably larger in just the last 4 years. I think these numbers are...
and those numbers are only going to grow. Here we have, just 9 hours ago, the National Economic Council Director, Kevin Hassett, schooling CNN on economics. What's going on here?
And they have...
China is not going to jack up prices because of a 10% tariff in a way that's going to be probably even identifiable in the CPI.
It's not about China jacking up prices. It's American businesses having to pay the duty and having to bear the cost of the tariff. Then they pass it on to consumers. That's what I'm talking about.
Today, Junior, spit it out, honey.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about. I'll say my point another way. That suppose that you're buying something for $1, and then we say, hey, you got to pay a 10-cent tax, and then if the store charges $1.10, then the person who's buying the stuff from the store pays the 10 cents tax, and if the store charges $1, then the store is only getting 90 cents now. And so the question is, what's going to happen? And the conversation we had before was explaining how we think about those things. And how we think about this thing is that the Chinese are not going to have a much tariff-inclusive higher price. That's what we believe, and that's what we've seen before.
And Customers won't be paying $1.10?
Right, they'll be paying $1. And the Chinese will be getting 90 cents. I mean, obviously, yes.
Okay. I just think there seems to be such squishy language around this that's why.
Yeah, because the Chinese don't want to lose all of the product volume that's going to be sold in the United States. So if they can eat that 10 cents on the dollar, they'll eat the 10 cents to keep the volume up so the American consumer keeps buying. Because if the prices do go up, the American consumer might hold back. Oh, damn, what a concept, CNN.
Keep pressing on it. If you can be confident and
squishy, right? That was pretty direct.
But is the company going to only make 90 then?
Excuse me?
You said
the person who buys the thing from China, whoever that might be, is going to have a tariff-inclusive price that's very close to the price before the tariff. That's what economic theory predicts. Yes. China.
Yeah. See, CNN's going to try to continue to push these false narratives, but we're going to tear them apart piece by piece. Wait, we have another clip from CNN. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. This is more gaslighting. They're talking about. Oh, yeah, the humanitarian disaster.
This is devastating, and it is ceding the field as well to the People's Republic of China, to the Russian Federation and other malign actors who would like nothing more than to see the U.S. ground game in American foreign policy, the face of American values, disappear like this.
You think this is a victory for dictators, autocratic regimes around the world who are competing with the U.S. in Africa, in South America, all around the world for influence?
Well, it's not even an opinion. They are out relishing this moment and celebrating it, including a statement, an official statement from the Russian Foreign Ministry today. So this is a disaster, not just from a humanitarian standpoint, from the standpoint of all the beneficiaries who may in fact die because they won't have access to U.S. resources, but it's a disaster for U.S. national interests and national security.
Yeah, the national interests that were laundering the money through U.S. aid back to the Democrats and the establishment bank accounts. Those are the true victims here. Okay, can we just say it like it is? You know, don't try to play us for fools. Okay, the curtain's been pulled back. We know it now. We know the former USAID head responds to Trump's efforts to dismantle the agency. Yeah, keep playing, but we're going to keep breaking it down. And speaking of breaking it down, we've got Ron DeSantis announcing that Florida law enforcement will now be deputized as immigration agents. George Beasy posting this just 8 hours ago.
Do and fulfill this. So today, we're proud to be one of the first states in the nation to be requested to enter into an agreement with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to execute functions of immigration enforcement within our state. And because of this, I've directed Dave Kerner, the Florida Highway Patrol, to enter into and fulfill this agreement, and of our state troopers trained and approved by ICE to perform these immigration enforcement duties. Thanks to President Trump's strong leadership, through today's agreement, our state law enforcement officers will finally be able to cooperate with the U.S. Homeland Security Authority via ICE's 287G program. This program authorizes ICE to delegate to state and local enforcement officers the authority to perform specified immigration officer functions under the agency's direction and oversight.
Deputize them all, baby. Holy cow. At least we got one state that's seeing the light.
Also allows ICE enforcement and removal operations to partner with state and local enforcement agencies to identify and remove already incarcerated criminal aliens who are eligible for removal before they are released into our community.
Yep, that party's over as well. And now we have the new Pentagon chief spokesman, Sean Parnell, promising radical transparency and invites Jesse Kelly, D.C., to broadcast his show from the Pentagon. This is on The First TV. Mike Cernovich reposted this. Let's listen in.
About it now. My approach here, Jesse, is one of radical transparency in this job, because, you know, the American people have lost an enormous amount of trust in our institutions across the board, but especially in once honorable institutions like the Department of Defense, the American military. And so I am going to tell the truth to people. When I have information, the American people will hear it, the American media will have opportunities to ask questions about it. Now, can't be divulging troop movements and classified information, but the point is, do you remember in Afghanistan during the surrender when journalists in the Pentagon reported that, we killed a suicide bomber, going to attack at Abbey Gate. Actually, it was an Afghan family with children.
So many things are happening. Change is on the horizon. Hope and change, the hope and change we've all been waiting for, is here. Donald Trump, day 19. Do you guys think that Diddy should get a pardon? It's just absolutely crazy. Kanye West asking Trump to pardon Diddy. But the party continues at the White House right there with those oversized MAGA hats with Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk. So what we're witnessing isn't just another day in politics. Trump's actions on day 19, from welcoming Japan's leader to empowering AG Bondi to reinstate capital punishment, represent a fundamental restructuring of American power. The deep state's in panic mode. Even Elizabeth Warren, of all people, is admitting Trump was right about debanking. So let that sink in, right? The same people who called him a conspiracy theorist are now echoing his warnings. When Time magazine puts Elon Musk behind the Resolute desk, they're desperate to control the narrative. But nobody reads Time magazine anymore. So here's the question that should keep you up at night. If Trump can accomplish this much in just 19 days, what does the deep state know is coming next? Show your support for real news with our exclusive Mag Avengers collection. Link below at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Okay, what's up? Let's take a quick look, real time, right now at the White House. There it is, Donald Trump working diligently. That's a live shot you are seeing at the White House. God bless America. We got some super chats we've got to jump into right now. Let's see who is here, who is dropping in. We've got $71.99. Holy cow. 11 new members. Whoa, you guys are on fire tonight. Holy cow. I don't even know where to begin. Juan Ruiz, come out and play with us, he says. He dropped $50 an hour ago. Thank you, Juan. We got TK's Custom Super Mods, $5. Time for the news. That was an hour ago as well. Mountain Goddess became a member. Viv B also gifting 10 Next News Network memberships. What is up? Okay, who do we got here? Robert Worley, Iowa Free Press, John Waltman, Gorian Lady, Subsailor, Jeannie Bunny, Noble Victory, Texas Rose, Daniel Meets the Lion. I like that. And Not Sure gifted memberships by Viv B. And Mountain Goddess upgraded the membership. What's up? Thank you for the upgrade. Welcome to the club. Susan Hojnik. I'm totally butchering that, Susan. I'm sorry. Dropping a super sticker for $1.99. Frosty Sprinkles dropping $5 into the Alex Jones was right jar. What is he saying? Senator Pocahontas has lost her mind. Her on the Senate floor after Ross Vaughn won the nomination, shouting at Senator Thune. Then she got exposed by Loomer. Gotta love it. You gotta love it. The Price is Right review dropping $10. Good evening, Gary. With the laziness, corruption of the Mexican government, how far-reaching control the cartels have in Mexico, could this be a collision course as in a full war with Mexico? Well, guess what? You do not want to miss the next segment. I'm going to address all of this. I had a very intense phone call today and had to distill it down. We posted it on X, and we are going to drop some big bombs tonight, so buckle up. Irish Whiskey Paranormal has just become a member. Welcome to the club 2 minutes ago. All right, let's jump into our next topic. This is the big one, folks. This is the big one. Oh, and Scott Hart. What's up, Scott Hart? Dropping $5. Thank you. Appreciate that. Scott Hart, where is it? Got to bring you up on screen. Boom. Scott Hart, $5. Pair character doing a classic mic drop. Mic drop. Boom. Let's go. All right. Rock and roll. Let's bring it on. Super chat show, and let's bring it in. Okay, here we go. Now, what you're about to hear isn't just a story about border security. It is a declaration of war. The Mexican cartels have made a fatal miscalculation. They're now threatening our Border Patrol agents with weaponized kamikaze drones and explosive devices. But here's what they didn't count on. President Trump isn't playing by the old rules anymore. As we speak, U.S. Marines are preparing for what could be the most aggressive response to cartel violence in American history. Florida is already deputizing state law enforcement as immigration agents, and that is just the beginning. The cartels wanted a war? Well, they're about to get one. And in times of national crisis, strength matters. As our Marines prepare to face cartel threats at the border, they remind us of the importance of peak physical condition. And speaking of strength and resilience, I want to talk to you about a breakthrough in anti-aging science. While our brave men and women protect our borders, they maintain rigorous fitness routines. That's why I trust this multi-collagen formula. It supports joint health, muscle recovery, and overall resilience, and qualities that our troops value. Visit healthwithgary.com for 51% off. Like our Marines, this formula delivers results when it matters most. Okay, so this is big. A massive shockwave is coming. President Trump, this is the post that is going viral right now on X after my shocking phone call earlier today. President Trump has already set the stage for the most aggressive geopolitical move in modern history. The U.S. Marines, Mexico, the drug cartels, war is on the table. You will not believe what is about to unfold. Now, I'm going to unravel this entire thread, but we have to provide the proper context to what is going on. Now, this 5 days ago, the Mexican cartel has now been given the green light to use weaponized drones against U.S. law enforcement. Here is the news from News Nation.
Seen a lot of also just got our hands on a memo out of the Rio Grande Valley sector that actually says that this is kind of crazy here, that the cartels authorize the use of weaponized drones, explosives against CBP personnel and U.S. law enforcement down there at the southern border. Now, they're actually being encouraged, of course, to remain cognizant and vigilant, but they're also being encouraged to use their long arms, Blake. I have never seen this in a CBP memo before. They say, wear your ballistic gear, yes, but they're telling them, hey, have your long arms. Yes, they are saying, watch out for these weaponized drones. We've seen a lot of infighting with two different factions of the cartel down in Tamaulipas, that is on the south side of the border in the Rio Grande Valley, and they have like an all-out war happening between these cartel factions. So they are warning now that they might be using these weaponized drones against U.S. personnel on this side. So definitely cause for concern there.
Definitely cause for concern. You want to see what it looks like? Here it is. Here's some of that drone footage. Members of the Scorpion Group record the moments in which they use a drone to drop explosives on their enemies. Watch. This is the footage.
Hijo de su puta madre.
I mean, this looks like a screen record directly off of one of their own handheld remotes for their drones. You can see there's the drone. It's going in. I mean, this looks like war footage out of Iraq. But no, this is down at the southern border. This is in Mexico. These are the cartels going to war with each other. And now the concern, because they have been given the green light to go after Border Patrol, is that this same technology you're witnessing right here on the screen is going to be deployed against our Border Patrol. Now, I'm going to get to this. Buckle up, because we ain't done yet. Here is Tom Homan. This is just a couple days ago. He says he will wipe the Mexican cartels off the face of the earth.
Border Czar Tom Homan, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. They met with troops and toured the border in El Paso. And Tom Homan joins me now. Tom, let's get right at this. There are reports that the cartels plan to attack Border Patrol agents with suicide drones. How are you going to fight that?
Well, look, I've said for a while that the cartels aren't going to take this lightly. When we secure the border, we're taking billions of dollars out of their pockets, right? Because they're making record amounts of money in alien smuggling, sex trafficking, women and children, and drugs. So they're not going to go away, quietly. They're going to fight this thing. So, we're going to take them on. Look, we got the military on the border now. Border Patrol agents are well aware of the threats. There will be violence, and it's something we're prepared to handle. But I warn you to the cartels: if they harm a Border Patrol agent, one of our soldiers, President Trump will not hesitate to take extreme action. I think President Trump would wipe them off the face of the earth, just like he did ISIS and the Caliphate. So I would think the cartels would pay attention. We have a strong president who's not going to take it.
He's not going to take it anymore. So let's get down to it here. This was the startling phone call that I had with Michael Alfaro. Now, if you don't know Michael, I've been on his show. He works inside the inner circles in the Trump orbit, one of the biggest fundraisers for the Trump campaign in past years. He's a dear friend of mine. In fact, he is the one who helped me actually meet President Trump and have a photograph with President Trump and had President Trump override Secret Service so my wife could get in the photograph. That's a story for another day. Maybe you've heard it, but let's get down to it. President Trump setting the stage for the most aggressive geopolitical move in modern history. So, Michael Alfaro, U.S. Marine and advisor to Keith Mark MRA's Hunter Nation, just dropped bombshell intel to Next News today. Buckle up, folks. Trump is already maneuvering for a potential war with Mexico. No Congress is needed here. The cartel's days are numbered. Now, Trump, as you know, we've been reporting on this, has renamed the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. I love it. I need to get a T-shirt that says Gulf of America. And everyone's like, oh, he's just doing it for ego. No. It's not for show. This is a message to the world. He's telegraphing to the world. He's letting Mexico know that if you don't fix your cartel problem, we will. And if we go in, we're taking the land as well. Okay? It's the incremental step. He's telegraphing. He's warning them. Listen, I'll just rename the Gulf. And then you're next. Now, Trump, this is what Michael disclosed, that Trump, I didn't know this, but Trump can actually deploy U.S. Marines for 90 days of unrestricted war. 90 days without Congress. No Army, no Navy, just the Marines under his direct command. If Mexico refuses to act, Trump can send in the military at will. This is legally possible right now. And I think it would probably take less than 90 days to wipe those cartels off the face of the map, as Tom Homan warned. Now, as we just disclosed in the previous report from News Nation, as well as from Fox Business, the cartels are preparing these drones to target Border Patrol. Fox News, like I said, just reported this. If a single American agent is killed, Trump has all the justification he needs to wipe them off the map. The rules of engagement will be completely erased. Here's a headline. Mexican drug cartels plan attacks on Border Patrol agents with kamikaze drones. Now, Trump is considering... Did you hear about this? Letters of marque and reprisal. Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that in Constitution class in 8th grade or whatever it was. Letters of marque and reprisal. Well, it's a constitutional mechanism to authorize private mercenaries to annihilate cartel operations. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. And this is where Mike just totally threw me off base, because he had a conversation with the Blackwater founder, Eric D. Prince. And Michael disclosed that Eric D. Prince is on board with this. And his team would then be deputized killers with full authority to crush the cartels. They would have 100% jurisdiction through these letters of marque and reprisal. Now, Michael's show, the Michael Alfaro Show. You want to hear the interview? You want to hear it from Eric Prince's own mouth? Well, you can tune in. I got the inside scoop. You got to tune into the Michael Alfaro show tomorrow, and you'll listen to it directly. AM 560. All right, AM 560. Look it up online, and you need to listen to it live. Tomorrow is when it all is going to go live. We got the inside. Thank you to Michael. So he spoke to Blackwater's Eric Prince. This is not a theory. Trump is actually exploring legal pathways to bypass Congress and launch an independent war on the cartels. The first step, intelligence gathering. The second step, full-scale eradication. Mexico has only one choice, cooperate or lose land. If they refuse to let the U.S. go after the cartels, Trump can declare war. If he takes the cartel's territory, he keeps it. This could be the biggest geopolitical shift in U.S. history. And we know the cartels are deeply ingrained in the Mexican government. So what will happen next? President Trump says, we need to go after these cartels. Mexico says, well, no, you can't go after the cartels. You can't go this route. Well, the only other way to go is by declaring war on Mexico and then eradicating the cartels. That's the only other way around it. If Mexico doesn't play ball, they can send all the troops they want to try to appease Trump. 10,000 here, 10,000 there, playing by the rules of the old administration. Well, this is a new administration. There's a new sheriff in town, my friends. The game has changed. Yes, here we go. You think this is too extreme? The cartels kill 100,000 Americans every single year. That's worse than Vietnam. So the U.S. does have justification. And the politicians taking the cartel money, they know it, and they're terrified about what Trump is about to do. The Panama Canal, of course, is also in the news. Trump isn't just focused on the border. He's looking at controlling key territories for strategic dominance. Greenland on the table. A total redefinition of American power is happening right before our eyes. Congress, completely clueless, okay? They're just scratching the surface. They're getting their kickbacks from USAID, whoever, right? Donald Trump's playing 5D chess. He's 10 steps ahead of them all. Remember we were talking about the Panama Canal and Greenland and the Gulf of America weeks and weeks ago? It's because Trump was 10 steps ahead of everybody. He was already telling him he's telling Mexico what he was about to do. And what did Mexico do? Well, then he brought up the tariffs. Mexico caves. Trump is playing 5D chess. Now, Ronald Reagan, God bless him, he used rhetoric. Donald Trump actually using force. He is laying the groundwork for military action, and the globalists, they just can't stop him now. And here's the game changer. This is where it gets even better. Elon Musk, like the wild card. Like who? I mean, if you would have asked me 3 years ago if I would have considered Elon Musk to be a strategic ally to Donald Trump, I would have said you're crazy. But here we are. It's 2025. The rules have changed. Elon Musk is the key ally in the fight against the globalists. And Elon Musk, he doesn't care. He's got nothing to lose. Trump now has the ultimate technocrat on his side. And here's what Alfaro said. This is a beautiful quote. Trump can make Elon better, and Elon can make Trump unstoppable. This is a world-shaking alliance that could crush the deep state. Now, as you know, we've been tracking it here. Musk has exposed USAID as a globalist front. Okay? The moment he tried to audit them, they locked him out. He retaliated by cutting them off from their own systems, and now Trump is gutting their funding. USAID is falling apart. It's beautiful to witness. The slush fund is over. USAID was funding the invasion of the West. Now, if you saw one of my posts earlier today, you know what I'm talking about here. Ireland's refugee crisis, have you been paying attention to what's going on there? Well, it's paid for by your tax dollars. Trump cut the cord. The whole operation is crashing down. This is proof the globalist agenda is being shut down in real time. And Trump has just withdrawn from the International Criminal Court. Why? Why would he do that? Because the ICC is controlled by the globalists, the same ones who tried to have Netanyahu arrested under war crimes charges. This is Trump dismantling the globalist machine. He's pulled out of the World Health Organization. He's pulled out of the Paris Accords. He is leaving the globalists in the dust because we don't need the globalists. We're the United frickin' States of America, baby. Okay? We bow to no one. So you could take your World Health Organization, you could take United Nations, and you could stick it where the sun don't shine, because we are the United States. Buckle up. Buckle up. Yeah. So this, my friends, is Trump dismantling the globalist machine. And then we have Putin and China and North Korea pushing for Netanyahu's arrest. France agreeing to enforce it. Trump saw the trap and pulled the United States out. Now America is no longer bound. What? By the globalist rules of engagement. This changes everything. So now the gloves are off. The U.S. doesn't have to answer to anyone. No ICC, no UN, no NATO restrictions. Trump can now go to war on his terms. The deep state's biggest tool just got thrown in the trash. Now, let me just be very clear here. I'm not a cheerleader for war. I despise nation building. I despise all the things that we have seen from the neocons year after year, the Bushes, even the Clintons and Barack Obama, all the things that we saw, the establishment pull, dragging us deeper and deeper into global conflict. I'm completely against that. But this, I have to say, this is not the same thing. We are going after a targeted group that is killing 100,000 Americans every year with overdoses of fentanyl. And this is purely within the jurisdictional authority of the United States. If Donald Trump so chooses to execute it, he is the chief law enforcement officer after all. He is the commander-in-chief. So I'm not cheerleading any kind of war here. I don't want you to get mixed up. What I am cheering is the saving of American lives from the scourge of the cartels and the corruption and cancer and the tentacles that they have leached into the American society. That is what I am championing. The end of that manipulation, control, and death from the people at our southern border. If it helps to clear out the corruption in Mexico, then let it be. So the elites, they messed up really bad, friends. They thought locking Musk out of USAID would shut him up, but nope, he turned his firepower on them. Now USAID, the ICC, the entire globalist infrastructure is crumbling in real time. And Musk doesn't care. He's the richest man alive. He has conquered space, AI, energy. What's next? What's next? It's just legacy. It's what they're going to write on his tombstone. No, he can't be president of the United States. No, he's not an American and not born here. Okay, but he can change the course of history, and he is doing so by aligning with President Trump. I never thought I'd see the day, but here we are. Al Farrell said this: Trump and Musk are cutting through the red tape like never before. Elon is the creator, Trump is the fixer, and together they are tearing down the globalist house of cards. The USAID shadow government has been running rogue ops for decades. Musk's audit revealed it, that it's been infiltrated by the globalists, and Trump is purging them all. This is draining the swamp in real time. This is the biggest exposure of deep state corruption in American history. Trump is wielding executive power like never before. Congress is powerless. The media won't report it, but the pieces are moving. The cartels are out of time, and the globalists are in absolute free fall. They are freaking out. Musk's revenge, though, is just beginning. He's locked USAID out of their own systems. He's starving them for cash. He's cutting off all of their oxygen, their financial oxygen. And Trump is backing the purge. I'm sure he's ordering it. I could see, hey, President Trump, they wouldn't let me in. Okay, well, why don't you just go in through this door over here? Oh, what did you find in door number 1? Well, here it is, Mr. President. Okay, shut it all down. If the globalists don't stop him, they never will. And they're going to try. I mean, we've watched them try time and time again to go after and try to stop President Trump, but every single move they make against him only makes him stronger. Because God is on his side and the people are on his side. If God is with me, who can be against me? Bring it, globalists. Bring it. My friends, this is Reagan versus the Soviets 2.0. Trump's not just talking, he's taking action. The cartels, they will be finished. The UN defunded, the globalists scattered, the deep state is losing. Trump is pushing presidential power to the max. Mexico, the cartels, the globalists, they have one last chance to submit. If they don't, America will never be the same. Buckle up. Yeah. My friends, that's the phone call I had today. When I was going to pick out my suit to go to the White House to get my press credentials, Michael Alfaro calls me and he says, Gary, I need to talk to you about what is really going on. I just spoke to Eric Prince and the game is about to change. When he told me that Eric Prince is actually in discussion with the White House to have letters of marque and reprisal activated, that's game changing. Because I remember reading about that a couple days ago. People were discussing that this was a power that President Trump could use. It's like very rarely ever used. I mean, it sounds like something out of the pirate days and the Buccaneers and, swashbucklers. But hey, the law's on the books. Let's go. Let's use it. So it's not over yet, friends. Buckle up, because there is potentially a serious conflict going to break at the border. If the cartel's stupid enough to activate on that green light to launch some kind of kamikaze drone against the border patrol, that would be the end. Now, Attorney General Pam Bondi, of course, she's not messing around either. Those sanctuary cities, why are they so concerned? Why do they want to have all those people staying there that are not supposed to be there, that are there illegally? Well, maybe it's because they're getting some money from USAID as well. Well, that spigot just got shut off. Well, Pam Bondi has a message to all the mayors and governors harboring illegal aliens.
And I'm proud to be part of that.
I'm glad to hear that. Let me start with you've cracked down on sanctuary cities. The DOJ has put a pause on all federal funding to sanctuary cities and states. You filed a lawsuit against Chicago and the state of Illinois for being a sanctuary city. Am I wrong in my interpretation that a sanctuary city is aiding and abetting in lawbreaking?
Sean, what they're doing is they are choosing illegal aliens over the safety and security of their own citizens and the men and women of law enforcement who are out there trying to protect their citizens. Not only did we sue today the city of Chicago, we sued the state of Illinois, we sued the mayor, we sued the governor, and we sued others. And let me be very clear, if you don't comply with federal law, you're going to be next.
What about those that we now know apparently tipped off the
You
trend?
are going to be next. Buckle up, folks. I just can't wait to see when Brandon Johnson gets dragged in front of Congress. Oh, could you please do Pritzker, too? I know you probably require to maybe enlarge the size of the door frames and everything, but, maybe you could try to accommodate Pritzker, put him on the list. Why are Illinois officials fighting to keep drug dealers and sex offenders from being deported? There is a sanctuary showdown about to take place on Capitol Hill. Who do we have here? Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle, Mayor Brandon Johnson, Governor J.B. Pritzker versus Donald Trump. Well, I think I know who's going to win that showdown. Here we have anti-ICE immigrant rioters now assaulting people in large groups. This was just posted 4 hours ago by Right Angle News Network. Look at what's going on here. City officials doing nothing. I mean, I think they're making it very easy to be rounded up. This is what's happening on the streets of Los Angeles outside City Hall. Tom Homan, of course, said that he is ready to wipe the Mexican cartels off the face of the earth. Yeah, I want to see them try. Here's some more footage. Here's some more of that drone footage. Cartels using drones to look out for the safety of their own infantry vehicles. So they're not just using them as an offensive weapon, they're using them as defensive to protect their own. And here we have, this was posted back in January 18th. Nuevo Laredo, member of the Cartel del Noreste, showing weapons that were acquired using profits that are generated from human smuggling. Several drones, one is a Mavic 3 thermal drone. Yeah, these are the toys that they are getting because of their profits for moving human collateral across the border. This is what Donald Trump is working to end. Here's more footage. Drone footage from Cartel Unidos attacking CJNG infantrymen with projectiles attached to a DJI Matrice 300 350 RTK drone on the outskirts of the town of Santa Maria del Oro, Jalisco. Oh, did I say that right? I'm a gringo. Please forgive me. Drug cartels, though, they are about to F around and find out. Drug cartels, they plan attacks on Border Patrol agents with drones and other explosives to fight the U.S. That's not going to fly because there is a new sheriff in town. Look at that. That's one of the devices that they are improvising with drones. This was 21 hours ago. American Military News, an internal memo recently sent to U.S. Border Patrol agents shows that Mexican cartels are ordering cartel members to attack Border Patrol agents. This was only 21 hours ago. American Military News reporting this. As we just stated, the Mexican cartel has now been authorized to use weaponized drones against Border Patrol. Happening now, protesters marching through the streets of California. This was 24 hours ago to protest ICE mass deportations. This is over 7 days straight. Today, when this was posted, was a Thursday. Do none of these people work? They have all day, every day, free to protest. Are they on government aid? Well, I would probably say that they're being funded by NGOs, supported by NGOs that had some leftover cash from USAID. That's what my guess is. Here we have, this was on the 28th of January. How many of the illegal alien arrests by ICE since President Trump have criminal records? I love this response.
In the country illegally. 3,500 arrests ICE has made so far since President Trump came back into office. Can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
You made one of the worst first. They all have a criminal record?
And welcome to the break. If they broke our nation's laws, yes. They are criminal, yes.
Yeah, that's the way it works in America. Okay, oh, wait, AOC, what is this? Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, okay, here we have AOC. Oh, wow, AOC, what are you saying here? Openly encouraging her followers to resist and create friction to obstruct ICE operation. That sounds like she's encouraging people to break the law. Aiding and abetting, maybe?
As they want to go. Principle number one in what you can do is that when one of these things comes to your backyard, you can resist. And what that happens over millions of people is that you generate enough friction that they cannot go as fast as they want to go, okay? So I'm going to give you some examples that have already been working. Let's start with immigration and ICE. When people say, what can we do? In my community, We are a heavily immigrant community. ICE raids deeply affect and disrupt our community. So, number one, if you live in a community with a lot of immigrants, know your rights. That's one tangible thing you can do that I want you to do. And that means know your rights if you are a U.S. citizen as well. Okay?
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize that illegals had rights afforded to them by the Constitution. Here we have Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth posting this. The first flight of high-threat criminal illegal aliens has arrived at Naval Station Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. These criminals trampled over our previously wide-open border to bring violence and mayhem to our communities. President Trump has taken swift action to expel them. Yep. They are all getting a free flight out of the United States. Yes, do not pass go. Report directly to Guantanamo Bay. Yep. There they are. Goodbye. Hope you had enough fun here with your USAID and your Soros-funded NGOs propping you up while you were here, but that party is over. No longer will we allow you to terrorize the American people. If you want to come to America, come here legally. I don't care. Okay? Come here legitimately, legally, like my ancestors did generations ago, checking in at Ellis Island. How about that? Can we do that? No. You want to come here illegally and you want to suck on the government teat. Anyway, what else have we got here? More AOC. Oh, here's the New York Post. This was their headline 15 hours ago. Cat turd. We are winning. Border crossings dropped by 90% after Trump crackdown. Was it something I said? Yeah, what happened? What happened to Joe Biden saying that, no, we can't, there's nothing we can do. We have to wait for Congress to pass legislation. And Donald Trump, he put out a mean tweet and he told everyone in Congress not to vote for that bill. And all of a sudden, now we have all these illegals. Yeah, that was all deflection, obfuscation, and lies from that last administration. Was it something I said? Was it something I tweeted? Yeah. Speaking of saying something, here is DeSantis announcing Florida law enforcement will now be deputizing their law enforcement as immigration agents. Buckle up, Florida.
So today, we're proud to be one of the first states in the nation to be requested to enter into an agreement with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to execute functions of immigration enforcement within our state. And because of this, I've directed Dave Kerner, the Florida Highway Patrol, to enter into and fulfill this agreement, and of our state troopers trained and approved by ICE to perform these immigration enforcement duties. Thanks to President Trump's strong leadership, through today's agreement, our state law enforcement officers will finally be able to cooperate with the U.S. Homeland Security Authority via ICE's 287G program. This program authorizes ICE to delegate to state and local enforcement officers the authority to perform specified immigration officer functions under the agency's direction and oversight. It also allows ICE enforcement and removal operations to partner with state and local enforcement agencies to identify and remove already incarcerated criminal aliens who are eligible for removal before they are released into our community.
And maybe they'll get a free flight out as well to Guantanamo Bay. Here we have 11 hours ago, Tom Homan's response to the cartels threatening violence lets me know he is the right man for the job. Let's listen to this.
President. And so let me ask you about the cartels. They've made a clear warning to you and to the United States that, we're going to escalate our violence. So now we're seeing not only Mexican troops after this deal that Trump made with Mexico's president, and also U.S. troops headed to the border. How are you going to utilize the military? We know what the military can and can't do domestically, but in a scenario like this, how do you plan on using the military? Could they get involved in the violence if the cartels strike?
Yes. and we expect them to. But the Mexican military, President Trump's able to get Mexico to put military on their northern border. That will certainly help. I think the cartels would be foolish to take on the military, but we know they've taken on the Mexican military before. But now we have the United States military on the border. We got the men and women of the Border Patrol. Do I expect violence to escalate? Absolutely, because the cartels are making record amounts of money. They're making record amounts of money in alien smuggling and trafficking of women and children and drugs. However, as we secure the border, which we've gone long ways to securing the border, crossings are down like 76%. We're taking money out of their pocket. They're not going to wait quietly, and that's why President Trump designated them terrorist organizations. I would send a warning to them. You heard a Border Patrol agent, you heard a soldier. The wrath of President Trump's going to come down.
Does that mean the military, our troops, U.S. military at the border with weapons, using weapons if need be?
They need to protect themselves. But the cartels, again, let me give the cartels a warning. If you harm a Border Patrol agent or a soldier, the whole world's going to come down to you. President Trump is a strong president. He is strong enough, and he has the ability to wipe them off the face of the earth. Now, that's the reason they were called terrorist organizations, designated terrorist organizations, because they've killed more Americans with their fentanyl, their drugs, than any terrorist organization in the world. They are now designated terrorists. Do not harm our troops, or President Trump will bring hell rain down, and he has the ability to wipe them off the face of the earth. They can claim they're a pretty tough organization, the cartels, and they are, but they're not stronger than the power of President Trump.
So let me ask.
Buckle up, man. There it is. There it is. I mean, what? He said it all. They're not more powerful than President Trump. So the situation at our border isn't just a crisis. It's an act of war. The cartels are openly threatening American law enforcement with kamikaze drones. They're mobilizing explosives against our Border Patrol agents. Meanwhile, the left is busy organizing protests to block ICE operations in Phoenix, Los Angeles, and Denver. Think about that. American citizens are protecting the very criminals threatening to kill our law enforcement officers. Tom Homan's warning to the cartels was clear. You mess with our agents and you'll be wiped off the face of the earth. The first flights of criminal aliens are already heading to Guantanamo Bay. But here is what should keep you up at night. If the cartels are this bold now, what intelligence does Trump have about their future plans? Stand strong with America's defenders. Grab your MAGAvengers gear at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com and make sure you share this report. There you go. Boom. Mic drop. Right there. What's up, Michael? Did you jump in the chat like I told you? Was Michael in the chat, guys? I told him he should get in the chat tonight. I think he did get in the chat. He said he was watching. I did text him. All right, let's see. Was there any more super chats that came through? We had Scott Hart with a $5 per character doing a mic drop. Let's check in more. Okay. Let's see. Mike's son, John Paul Jones, U.S. privateer during the Revolution, $1.99. And Rick Aussie dropping $5 Australian. What does he say? Sorry, but why hasn't Trump done something to the most demonic, evil people on the planet? Soros, Gates, Dr. Fauci, apologies. But seriously, America, hey, give him some time. All right? It's only 19 days. All right. Okay. Love your news, says Luna. Archie, if you impale the cartel on Mexico's side of the wall, they will know force begets force. AOC and Omar to Gitmo, says John. Bring AOC up on charges, says Richard. Truth Seeker thought Mexico was sending 10,000 troops to the border. What happened to that? Well, that's what they're doing to appease Donald Trump because they're afraid of the tariffs. Okay? You got to listen. Donald Trump threatened tariffs. And in order to to get the tariffs backed off, they said, we'll stop this. We'll stop the flow of the fentanyl. We'll stop the flow of the illegals. We'll send 10,000 troops to the border. But is Trump going to be satisfied with them just putting it on pause for 4 years? I don't think so, especially with these new threats from the border, from the cartels. Okay, Michael, did you guys see Michael in the chat? Where's Michael? I'm looking for you guys in the chat, Michael. I'm really, really mad. Okay, we got more news to get to. Wait, there was another Bryce, game over written in a pixelated way, $1.99. Thank you, Bryce, for that. Much appreciated. Okay, we got more news to get to. Let's jump into it. Make sure we are here. Another, Deb, $5. ALC needs to be arrested. Keep up the good work. Gary, thank you, Deb, for that. Mike Taylor News, as the cartel mercenaries go to war with the white hats inside the military regiments, the Mexican military forces and government. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Okay. Oh, baby, bring the DOGE. Bring me the DOGE. Yeah. Love me some DOGE. Yeah, I want a double helping of the DOGE. All right. All right, Patriots, the numbers we're about to share with you aren't just statistics, they're evidence of what might be the largest financial crime in human history. Elon Musk DOGE agents have uncovered $100 billion in Medicare and Medicaid fraud, but that's just the beginning. We're talking about $2.7 trillion in improper government payments. Think about that number. Your government has been hemorrhaging money at a rate that defies comprehension. While Democrats scream about DOGE team members being too young, these digital natives are exposing decades of fraud that the bureaucrats thought they'd hidden forever. Speaking of healthcare waste, here's something the government doesn't want you to know. While they've wasted billions in Medicare fraud, Americans are struggling with basic health issues like high blood pressure. What's worse, the same system that's bleeding taxpayer money is pushing expensive solutions when natural alternatives exist. That's why I trust this breakthrough blood pressure formula. Unlike the bloated healthcare system DOGE just exposed, this solution is effective and cost-effective. Visit boostwithgary.com for 40% off and take control of your health while Washington scrambles to hide their Medicare fraud. Okay, are you guys going to be watching the Super Bowl? I don't really care, but there might be some reason. Sometimes I just watch for the commercials, right? Anyway, I'm not a sports guy. Politics is my sport, and that's what I'm addicted to. I love it. But there might be one reason here to really tune in to the Super Bowl. Hopefully they're not taking knees this year. Check this out. My buddy Tom, whenever Tom texts me, I gotta pay attention. He texts this to me, and I thought, holy cow, this is absolutely amazing. Check this out. Elon Musk spending $40 million. He's exposing government waste. He's going to expose it during the Super Bowl. Check this out.
Something that Elon Musk is spending. So I just learned something that Elon Musk is spending $40 million on something. He's spending $40 million of his own money. You will not believe what he's spending $40 million of his own money on. He is purchasing 5 ads in the Super Bowl to expose the corruption that he's finding. 5 ads in the Super Bowl. Can you believe that? He's spending $40 million to purchase 5 ads during the Super Bowl so he can expose the corruption that he's finding. This is what I voted for. We voted for change. We voted for Trump because we knew with Trump we would get change. Hallelujah. I've got a hair in front of my face. This is what I voted for.
That's what we all
Sorry,
voted
I gotta
for,
wait
buddy.
for 1 minute.
That's what we all voted for. Of course, this comes from Test Dummy, posted 5 hours ago. I mean, the question is being asked, can someone confirm this? Okay, so I want everyone to take this with a grain of salt, but $40 million on Super Bowl ads exposing government corruption? I certainly hope so. Here's President Trump. This was 4 hours ago. Caitlin Collins, you know who she is, right? She was the one who ran that CNN town hall. She's now the White House press correspondent. Maybe I'll run into her next week when I'm at the White House, have some nice exchange with her, exchange niceties. Look forward to meeting some of these folks. President Trump confirms he's directed Elon Musk to review Pentagon spending, which has the largest discretionary spending in the federal budget. Let's listen.
Proportionally. Elon Musk to review Pentagon spending, given it's the biggest discretionary spending in the federal budget?
Education, just about everything. We're going to go through everything, just as it was so bad with what we just went through with this horrible situation we just went through. And I guess 97% of the people have been dismissed. It was very, very unfortunate. You're not going to find anything like that, but you're going to find a lot. And I've instructed him to go check out education, to check out the Pentagon, which is the military. And, sadly, you'll find some things that are pretty bad. But I don't think proportionally you're going to see anything like we just saw.
Okay, well, we're going to wait to see if she is Jim Acosta in a dress. But, Jim Acosta's out at CNN, and she holds the position that he held for 4 years, antagonizing President Trump. And I think that CNN is going to be singing a different tune. Planet of Memes. I love the memes. U.S. Agency for International Development is now a Spirit Halloween store. You got to love the memes. And speaking of memes, that's Time Magazine. They are a meme. Nobody pays attention, but they decided to troll President Trump by putting this picture of Elon Musk behind the Resolute desk, going after Donald Trump's ego. But look, we see beyond all this. We pay no mind to this. We see right through it for what it is. Just more propaganda. So here's this from Mario Nafal, DOGE team uncovering $100 billion in Medicare and Medicaid waste. Elon has exposed a staggering $100 billion in wasted taxpayer money within Medicare and Medicaid, calling it the epicenter of fraud. Elon warned this is where the big money fraud is happening, as DOGE teams working with CMS officials reviewed payment and contracting systems. The scale of fraud and mismanagement is now under intense scrutiny, with Trump's administration set to crack down on systemic abuse. This is directly from the Gateway Pundit, and here is the tweet. They wasted $100 billion of taxpayer money. Elon Musk quote tweeting Insurrection Barbie. Elon Musk and DOGE getting ready to audit CMS Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. They have read-only access, but will be able to identify fraud, waste, and abuse. CMS has 6,710 employees and dispersed $1.5 trillion in 2024, which is 22% of the budget. Holy cow. They dispensed $1.5 trillion just last year. DOGE aides search Medicare agency payment systems for fraud. Here's Elon Musk. Yes, this is where the big money fraud is happening. So it appears that perhaps USAID was just the tip of the iceberg. Now, we have this Elon Musk. Okay, do you guys see what happened at the this was just amazing. At the Department of Education today, we have some more footage. There she is, Maxine Waters. Oh, my goodness. She broke the internet today with her wig. Here, let's just listen.
Be able to walk in. Hey, everybody, I'm here with multiple members of Congress. We're here to go to the Department of Education to fight for education, and they have locked the doors. They're not letting us in. It says all access entrance. There's this random guy out here who's refusing to let us in.
His name is
and right here, what's his name?
His name is Jim Harefield.
And right here, they have armed officers as well, acting like we're dangerous. A year ago, I'd be able to walk into this building and not be locked out. This is what they're doing. Elon is allowed in. but not you, not your elected representatives, not parents, not students. Elon can go in, his goons can go in, but not the representatives of the people.
And you know what we caught there? Maxine Waters purposely doxing a federal employee because the lunatic left, they would love to find out who that person is and then just make his life a living hell, which is what they do. Maxine Waters should be ashamed for what she just did there. Rapid Response 47. Posting 11 hours ago, there's going to be so much savings because of what DOGE is doing. National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett. Let's listen.
Elon's efforts.
At the end of the day, are we going to get the cuts in spending that DOGE has promised? It may be a way off, but at the end of that day, are we going to get it?
You know, the president is 100% serious about deficit reduction. It's one reason why Elon is on the team. And we've been overwhelmed with the positive response of Elon's efforts. Elon is the hardest working guy I've ever seen. His office is actually over there right next to mine or close to mine. And it's impossible to be there however late you are without Elon working there when he's in town. And I got to say, he's finding things that need to be fixed, and he's fixing them at really at light speed. And there's going to be so much savings because of what DOGE is doing that you should be really, really excited about it, because we need to stop doing really stupid things so that when we spend our money on the good things, the things that really matter, that we've got more of that. And that's why Elon is doing what he's doing.
And I want more of it. Did you see this? This is a late night tweet from Elon Musk. Anyone want to create a hard-hitting show on X called 69 Minutes? I will actually fund it. He was quote tweeting, Stephanie Tyler, how much does it cost and when do we buy it? Elon Musk, X Media presents 69 Minutes. Oh, Elon Musk. And then Mike Lee raising the question, we brought this up recently in a previous report about the cost of the penny. It costs like 3 cents to make a penny. DOGE has now proposed eliminating the penny. That will save taxpayers $179 million a year. That was posted by the Calvin Coolidge Project. Mike Lee asking, would you keep the penny or get rid of it? What do you think about that? 23 hours ago, Insurrection Barbie. Wall Street Journal is reporting Trump is getting ready to fire thousands of HHS employees. Climate Justice Division of the EPA is gone. 168 people have been fired. NGOs are shuttering migrant facilities across the country as federal funds dry up. U.S. aid moved under Rubio, and 7,900 employees are put on administrative leave. Termination of all federal funds going to media. DOGE has cut $750 million in federal contracts and $45 million in leases. No men and women's sports. Pause of federal funding to sanctuary cities. Federal audit of all NGOs. Trump hasn't even been in office for a full month, baby. That post got 1.1 million views. I'm celebrating it. Are you? It's only day 19. Come on. Give me some more. Give me some more. DOGE subcommittee. Here we have, again, $2.7 trillion of your taxpayer dollars in improper government payments wasted. It's broken. It's time to fix it. The DOGE committee will offer solutions. The date will be 10 a.m. on February 12th, which is next week. That is actually when I am flying into Washington, D.C. to get my hard pass from the White House. The war on waste, stamping out the scourge of improper payments and fraud. Now, I can't say that I will be at that hearing because I will be in transit, but perhaps we can bring you a stream of it and let you guys hang out with us. Oh, this is funny. Declaration of memes. Watching bureaucrats you fired drive away in the cars that you made. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine all these? How many Tesla owners just got fired from their government job, knowing that Elon Musk was the man behind their firing? or their resignation. They have to take their box of cardboard with their plant and their red stapler, and they have to walk out to their Cybertruck or their Model X, and they have to get in the car, and they have to drive Elon Musk's car off the premises. Talk about humiliation. Senator Cruz, this is posted 24 hours ago, breaking 911. The fact that Elon Musk, one of the top technology CEOs on the planet Earth, is available to bring his expertise. Well, let's listen to his own words.
As I said, it's not subsequent acts.
Senator, are you comfortable with Elon Musk having a role in upgrading or overhauling air traffic control?
I think that's actually tremendously important. I have been advocating for a long time modernization of air traffic control. Our air traffic control technology is from the 1950s. We are literally using radar and strips of paper and floppy disks. And the fact that Elon Musk, one of the top technology CEOs on planet Earth, is available to bring his expertise and the expertise of world-class engineers to bring air traffic control out of the 1950s and into the 21st century, I think that is a real opportunity. I'm glad President Trump raised that issue this morning at the prayer breakfast. That, as I said, is something I've been advocating for a long time, but there's no doubt that having current technology rather than technology decades out of date would make everyone safer.
I think he's right. Maybe it's time to bring the United States government out of the Stone Age. I think so. Okay, what is this? Okay. Yeah. Okay, who thought of this? Let's see, this is a meme. What is it from Don Keith? Okay, here we go.
If I'm honest, I think
And we're live. Today we've got President Trump and Elon Musk in the studio. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, Joe, good to see you.
Always a pleasure, Joe.
Now, President Trump, you've been back in office for less than 2 weeks, and it's fair to say you're keeping busy. How's it going?
Well, Joe, as you know, we're sending the bad people back to their countries. But if I'm honest, I think I may have overdone it with the Hispanics.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Joe, Taco Tuesday feels different now. Less taco, more Tuesday.
What about you, Elon? What's up?
The usual, building cars, science experiments, pioneering rocket technology.
How German of you.
Nice one. I did not see that one coming.
Come on, guys. Do you really think this is a good idea? Just kidding. Baby, I love you.
Anyways, Mr. President, what's next on your agenda?
Well, Joe, we've got a lot of things to take care of, starting with all of the...
Sorry, guys. I think there was something wrong with that elk steak I had for lunch.
Don't be sorry. You know I'm quite the farter myself.
Listen, guys, no one knows farts like I do. I have the best farts, the warmest farts, farts that smell like you've never smelled before.
I feel sorry for Melania.
Don't be. She's my closest competitor.
Hey, did you guys know I invented a new type of fart?
What?
Yeah, I call it the Admiral's fart. Check it out.
This guy's a genius.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. You know, these meme cartoons are hilarious. I follow a couple accounts. Yeah, just, you know, for clarity, that was not actually Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and Donald Trump talking, in case I had to spell it out for you. Okay? That was a cartoon. And it was hilarious. And I could almost smell the farts from here, even though it was a cartoon. Okay, New York Times Communications being forced to issue this statement because, as you know, part of the what happened with the expose and DOGE and USAID was the amount of money that was going to Politico and New York Times and all these other media outlets, and now they're all being forced to issue statements. New York Times Communications posting this 24 hours ago, stating that in response to inaccurate information about federal funding, the New York Times, of the New York Times being circulated online, here are the facts. Federal funds received by the Times are payments for subscriptions that government offices and agencies have purchased to better understand the world. Various parts of the federal government have bought subscriptions from the Times for decades, under both Democrat and Republican administrations, including the first Trump administration. Oh, I'll try to zoom that in for you a little bit better. For example, they state, one arrangement provides more than 1 million active duty and retired military members and their families access to the Times. Well, I'm pretty sure most of them are only using it for the bottom of the birdcage. Maybe if they're in a far-off land, toilet paper. They say here the amount of revenue earned from these federal subscriptions is minimal. Less than 1/1000th of what the Times takes in annually, which is equal to the amount of Native American ancestry that Elizabeth Warren has. I don't think that's a coincidence there. There are no federal grants made to the Times. Well, it doesn't have to be a grant if you're just buying millions of dollars in subscriptions, right? Not a grant. Yeah, we believe anything you're saying. Okay, we ain't even done yet, folks. We ain't even done. So we've got this as well. Did you see this? Oh my goodness. This apparently Elon Musk 23 hours ago posted this Chad program. Tonight on Jeopardy, the category is famous tweets and who wrote them. The question is, who is Elon Musk? I rewatched Office Space tonight for the 5th time to prepare for DOGE. And doesn't it feel like that? Doesn't it feel like DOGE is like Office Space in real time? Yeah, you got to go talk to the Elons. And you got to go talk to them and explain what it is you do here. And speaking of the media, here is Dennis Neal, 12 hours ago. Politico supposedly charges $12,000 and more per year for special subscriptions. He notes that nothing in Politico is worth $12,000. This is a government payoff, he says. It worked. Quote, what's bugging me on Ricochet, rest of media come clean, fess up by the leadership genius of Elon Musk. Is that, I mean, straight up, Brian Krasenstein, Politico, since its launch 18 years ago, has never taken a cent of government subsidies or state funding. Trump is absolutely wrong. That is what the Politico CEO, he is defending the allegations. But like I just mentioned, if they are masking all of those subscriptions, if allegedly masking those subscriptions as payments, whatever, like they're using subscriptions to cover for a large money laundering. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, enough. Here we have the Marines pass their audit. This is from Mariano Fall. For the second year in a row, the U.S. Marine is the only branch of the Department of Defense to pass its financial audit. While the rest of the Pentagon struggles to track trillions, the Marines accounted for every single dollar. How nice. The Marines have their shit together. Nancy Mace, 24 hours ago, reveals that $10 million worth of taxpayer money was spent on creating transgender mice, rats, and monkeys. What? How much?
Therapies at universities, more than $10 million in taxpayer funds that were spent creating transgender mice, rats, and monkeys. These DEI grants funded painful and deadly transgender experiments that forced lab animals to undergo invasive surgeries and hormone therapies at universities across the country.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thankfully, that's over with. Congressman Ben Klein. I'm fed up with the scripted outrage of the left and their lies about DOGE. Real Donald Trump campaigned on using Elon Musk's expertise to make government more efficient. Trump won, and he's keeping that promise. And he has an entire letter he's written to his constituents. Don't believe the lies. You know, there might be global outrage, but it's all manufactured. It's all designed to put pressure on President Trump and sway public opinion. But remember, all of those global organizations, the international media, and any organization that's going to put out white papers to push against Trump and Elon, they have to get the green light from someone. So somebody somewhere, some affected party who has had their cash removed from them because of USAID or DOGE cutting a contract, they are pissed. Their bosses are saying, okay, unleash the hounds, go after Donald Trump, go after Elon. Nothing happens in the global community without the green light. We are the biggest dogs on the block. Everybody knows it. And Donald Trump knows it, and he's actually flexing that power. People are freaking out because now there's finally somebody in the Oval Office who knows what authority he has. Games are changing. China was given remote access to all Treasury workstations. Okay, so 2 days ago, DOGE. Democrats in Congress didn't seem to mind that China had remote access to every workstation in the Treasury as recently as December. Now, a month later, they're freaking out because Elon Musk is accessing the very same computers, and now he's cleaning up the mess. Here we have Elon Musk. He is posting. This is 11 hours ago. This is a 16-minute clip. I'm not going to play the whole clip, but it is our beloved Senator Kennedy. Let's see if we have some context. Senator Kennedy, as defense of Elon Musk's DOGE, left the room speechless. Okay, let's listen. So Elon Musk posting this.
Like me, President, I want to try to put in perspective what many of my Democratic friends have been talking about today. They're very, very, very upset at President Trump. And they're very, very, very upset at Elon Musk. President Trump ran for president on a number of issues. One of the issues he ran on, he said it almost every day. He said, if you elect me president, I'm going to go through the entire budget and review all the spending, line by line. If I heard him say that once, I heard him say it 1,000 times. And that's what he's been doing. He went out and appointed, through an executive order, Elon Musk, who some people like him, some don't, but he's not a dummy. He's a very successful business person. He's got a top secret security clearance. President Trump issued an executive order, and he turned to Mr. Musk, and he said, Mr. Musk, I want you to do for me what I said I was going to do in the election. I want you to go through all the spending, line by line. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. President. How are you going to review the spending without reviewing the spending? How are you going to audit the spending by an agency without auditing the agency? That's what I mean when I say common sense is illegal in Washington, D.C. That's what Mr. Musk is doing. He's put together a crackerjack team, and they're going through everybody's spending line by line, item by item. And my Democratic colleagues are very, very, very upset. And they've been very eloquent. They've talked about the process, and President Trump's executive order supposedly violates the Constitution. And they've accused Mr. Musk of having conflicts of interest. And so I've heard people say he's sitting over there with a notepad, copying down everybody's Social Security number, and he's going to go use it to make money. I mean, people in this town, not just my Democratic colleagues, they're really upset. They've never said anybody question their spending. But that's what Mr. Musk is doing. But you know what? I've listened. This has been going on for a week. People have been screaming like they're part of a prison riot. Oh, my God, look at what Musk is doing. He's looking at the spending. And I've listened to people talk about the process and debate whether it's constitutional and discuss how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin. But you know what? I haven't heard one single person who's upset with President Trump or Mr. Musk talk about what he's found. They don't want to talk about the spending porn, the waste of taxpayer money that he's found. I mean, that's the point of all this. I tell you who is interested, the American people.
Ain't that right? The American people. We're getting answers now. Also, this was trending. The 20-year-old DOGE geniuses finding out that our country is run by 55 to 70-year-olds who can't use a computer without their grandson's help. Meanwhile, morale has plummeted, said 3 OPM officials, as DOGE agents have clashed with senior career personnel. One official recalled a recent meeting in which a young DOGE team member began screaming at senior developers, calling them idiots. Yeah, takes some big balls to do that. Okay, let's go back to this moment here. This was also trending. This is another angle. This is the epic showdown. Representative Maxine Waters, who has a history of calling for violence, and other Democrat Congress members trying to gain access to the Department of Education and are denied.
So a private security security contractor.
Do you know who members of Congress are?
Members of
Sure,
Congress.
we're all members of Congress. Maybe you doesn't understand. Do you
A private
understand who
security
members of Congress
contractor
are?
is making the decision to block members of Congress from access from a public going on. They won't even open the door to this building to members of Congress. We are not posing any threat.
Where is
this building, but not the people's representatives. They allow billionaires and their cronies to go in, but not. There's a lack of transparency here. The members of Congress, the people of Congress are not allowed.
They're calling Elon Musk, who is basically providing the American people with transparency. They're saying that it's a lack of transparency. You can't make this up. Only in Washington.
This is not transparent. They're locking our kids out.
Not only are
they not letting us in, now
They're locking our kids out. That's what they're saying.
call the Department of Homeland Security. We are members of Congress here to talk with the Department of Education, and they're treating us.
Kids deserve to have us go in and fight for them.
This is appalling.
Children of this country deserve that battle.
The children of this country deserve it. Yeah. What has the Department of Education actually ever done?
Public institution. This is not Russia. Let the camera see him. Let the camera see him. This man here. Contractor. We are members of Congress. Come in. They're blocking us.
See this man here, who is a federal employee. He told us.
No, he's not.
Are you a federal employee?
No.
Huh?
Yes.
No, he said he's a federal employee. We pay him. We raise money to make sure that we have a Department of Education. Everybody that's hired at the Department of Education are here because we pay for them to be here. He's standing here today, blocking the door, and he can't give us a good reason why he's blocking this door.
Make sure they see right here, all access entrance.
Well, he's making sure that transparency actually occurs because you guys are trying to stop him. Here is CNN seething about a DOGE staffer named Big Balls who founded a company called Tesla Sexy LLC. Yeah, this is what CNN spends their time on.
You know, yes. So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online. So that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside DOGE. And we looked into his background. And so we found, several notable things, Aaron, one of which is that this individual has founded multiple companies, including one with another unfortunate name, Tesla.Sexy LLC, which he established in 2021. He would have been around 16 years old. Now, this LLC controls dozens of web domains. Yes, so this is a 19-year-old.
Yeah, this is what CNN is spending their time on. So look at what's happening here. A team of 20-somethings led by Elon Musk has done what thousands of government experts couldn't or wouldn't do for decades. They've exposed fraud so massive it could fund an entire space program. Medicare, Medicaid, USAID, it is all connected. So while Maxine Waters throws tantrums trying to storm federal buildings, DOGE is following the money. And what they're finding should terrify every American taxpayer. The Marines, they passed their audits, but the rest of the Pentagon can't even account for trillions. Democrats who ignored Chinese hackers in the Treasury are now panicking about Trump appointees accessing the same systems. So here's the question nobody's asking. If this much fraud was hiding in plain sight, what will we find when DOGE starts digging deeper? Drop your thoughts below. And rock your patriot pride with our exclusive MAGA Avengers collection. Grab a Next News Network hat at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Yeah, baby. Okay, let's go. The party is just getting started. Yeah, baby. Do we have more? We're at $181 in Super Chats right now. Wow. You guys are on fire tonight. I love you guys. I am not on the couch tonight. Okay. Deborah Myers, AOC needs to be arrested. Keep up the good work, says Deborah Myers. Lizette dropping $5. A character saying, you rock. Thank you, Lizette, for that $5. We have Bryce $9.99. Trump power, simply stating. Rudder Vader? Good to go, Gary. That was 30 minutes ago. Thanks for the daily recaps. Well, that's why we're here, my friends. And your $4.99 supports that mission. Lavender Rose dropping $20. If those teenagers are getting Americans some answers, then they're not too young. Thank you. $20. Wow, beautiful. And William dropping $5. With all the money being found and the criminal money laundry being shut down, we could pay off the national debt and fund Social Security. Yeah, that might just happen, William. Agree to disagree. $10. Logging has been insane these past 2 years. In Washington, 13 seconds to down a tree. DJT, no more raw materials going to China. Agree to disagree, dropping $10. Thank you for that. Mrs. Heidi Ho, dropping $4.99. If your organization has done nothing wrong, then it should be no problem to let DOGE review you. Stand behind your org and let DOGE do their thing, and love your show. Well, love you, Miss Heidi Ho. And William dropping another $2, and he has this to say. What is he saying? Transgender mice and rats. I thought Nim was bad. And then Bobby Wayne dropping $5. And what is he saying? He's saying they're caught. It's over. Fighting is useless. And what is going on right now at the White House? Let's take a look. There it is. There is our People's House, now been restored, where Donald Trump and Elon Musk are cleaning up Washington, D.C. Okay, we have got more news to get to. Don't go anywhere. Okay? Let's continue this party, this celebration, this Friday night Raw Feed Live that you are in. And, Mr. Yogi Bear. Oh, Mr. Yogi Bear, hey, boo-boo, 1999. Congress and media for prison, they all got paid. Mr. Yogi Bear. Pet Bobcat dropping $2. Will we find out how 9/11 was funded? Well, maybe just, I guess you could start by asking Marvin Bush, maybe? Or, what happened to Building 7? I don't know. Okay, we got some more news. Let's keep going. What's up? Billy Gunner Pillow, what's up? I see you in the chat. And Mary Mac 11, yes, sir, what's up? I love you guys. I'm seeing you all in the chat. I see all of our members. Pothead Kenny, Ides of March, Smoochy, Lee Jun Fan, Karen Perkins, Democles is here. Oh, boy. What's up, folks? R. Boyd, sure you, John Gardner, M.R. Folks, don't go anywhere. And before we go to the next topic, make sure you hit the share button and confirm it with 1 in the chat room. And Michael did tell me that he was in the chat room. He texted me. He said that he's in. I said, well, what's your name? You know, some people have different names in the chat room. And he's like, yeah, my name is Michael Alfaro. Okay, well, there it is. Oh, there it is. Michael Alfaro. Okay. And I am still here, he says. You better be. Don't go nowhere. Let's get on to our next topic of the evening. Yes, Donald Trump. What you're about to learn isn't just another government scandal. It is the key to understanding how the deep state has been bleeding America dry for decades. President Trump's declaration that USAID is a total fraud barely scratches the surface. We're talking about a system so corrupt that 93% of its funding is estimated to be fraudulent. The Clintons, Nancy Pelosi, foreign media outlets, they're all feeding from this taxpayer-funded trough. But here's what's really interesting. While this represents less than 1% of the federal budget, it's exposing the entire corrupt machine. And you know who else is stealing your money? The power companies. While USAID wastes billions overseas, American families are being crushed by skyrocketing energy bills. It's the same playbook. Bureaucrats and corporations working together to drain your wallet. But here's a solution they don't want you to know about. This revolutionary device helps slash your power bills by stabilizing electrical current and reducing waste, just like Trump is doing with government spending. Visit don'twastepower.com. It's linked down below to fight back against the system. Don't let them keep stealing your hard-earned money. All right, here we go. This posted just 5 hours ago. One of my favorite members of the administration, Stephen Miller. Sarah Rose posted this. She says, Stephen Miller absolutely bodied the Democrats. Buckle up. Let's listen in.
The Democrat use of the term unelected is really quite remarkable here. Donald Trump was elected in an overwhelming landslide. These are Donald Trump staffers. And this is like saying that Mike Walls, the national security advisor, is unelected, or Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, is unelected, or Donald Trump's communications team is unelected. This is presidential staff that serves at the pleasure and for the president, just as I do. I am a staffer for the president of the United States. He is elected. He is the one the American people have chosen to implement his agenda. This is the agenda the American people voted for, that he is asking his staff, his subordinates, his employees to implement. The unelected power in this country is the rogue bureaucracy. USAID is unelected. The FBI that persecuted President Trump for 8 years is unelected. The CIA and those who have laundered intelligence to try to change the foreign policy of the United States are unelected. President Trump is restoring democracy by controlling the federal bureaucracy. There is one man in the country who is elected by the whole American people to implement an agenda they support. That is the president. Every other officer in this country, members of Congress and senators, are elected at the state or local level.
Let me ask you.
The Constitution puts one man in charge of the federal executive branch, and that's the president.
I understand.
Yeah, that's it. President Trump, he is the boss. You guys better recognize. Here is President Trump talking about USAID just 6 hours ago. He was entertaining the Prime Minister of Japan. Here's what President Trump had to say.
Absolutely. What we're doing, if you look at what has just taken place with respect to some of the investments that have been made on another agency that people have been talking about for years, but nobody did anything about it. It's absolutely obscene, dangerous, bad, very costly. I mean, virtually every investment made is a con job. There's nothing of value to anybody unless there's a kickback scheme going on, which is possible. And we're going to be doing more and more of that. We're going to be looking at Department of Education. We're going to be looking at even our military. We're going to be looking at tremendous amounts of money, Peter, being spent on things that bear no relationship to anything and have no value. We're talking about trillions of dollars. It will be, in the end, trillions of dollars being absolutely wasted, and perhaps illegally. I would say certainly in many cases illegally, but perhaps illegally overall. And I'm very proud of the job that this group of young people, generally young people, but very smart people, they're doing. They're doing it at my insistence. It would be a lot easier not to do it, but we have to take some of these things apart to find the corruption. We found tremendous corruption. What we're doing.
Tremendous corruption in the heart of government. Here is End Wokeness 9 hours ago. The UN says that if we stop giving billions of our tax dollars to Africa via USAID, 6.3 million patients with AIDS will die. Fear-mongering at its finest, coming directly from the United Nations.
Wasn't reauthorized. We have 5,000 public health worker contracts that are funded by U.S. assistance, and all of these in all regions of Ethiopia have been terminated. And 10,000 data clerks, very important in Ethiopia, so that we continue monitoring and ensuring that people are on treatment. So as UNAIDS, we estimate that if PEPFAR wasn't reauthorized between 2025 and 2029 and other resources were not found for the HIV response, there would be a 400% increase in AIDS death. That's 6.3 million people, 6.3 million AIDS-related deaths that will occur in future. We have...
Oh, my goodness. Well, wasn't there something about Well, I don't want to get into that. Here is a statement from President Trump on USAID. USAID, this was posted to his Truth Social and screenshotted by Rapid Response 47. USAID is driving the radical left crazy, and there is nothing they can do about it because the way in which the money has been spent, so much of it's fraudulently, totally unexplainable. The corruption is at levels rarely seen before. Close it down. Here we have more President Trump. I believe this is in the Oval Office, talking more about USAID.
He's got a staff. Elon is doing a great job. He's finding tremendous fraud and corruption and waste. You see it with the USAID, but you're going to see it even more so with other agencies and other parts of government. He's got a staff that's fantastic. He's wanted to be able to do this for a long time, and everybody else knew it was existent, but I think never so much when you look at USAID. That's a fraud. The whole thing is a fraud. Very little being put to good use. Every single line that I look at in terms of events and transactions is either corrupt or ridiculous. And we're going to be doing that throughout government. And I think we're going to be very close to balancing budgets for the first time in many years. I think we're going to be very close to, in addition to monies coming in from tariffs, et cetera, et cetera. But no, he's doing a very good job. I'm very happy with it. Elon is doing.
Balancing the budget in the United States, long overdue. Elon Musk, he is quote tweeting Rothmus, who was screenshotting Ron Paul, and just the simple 100. I love this because Ron Paul is getting credit where credit is due. Ron Paul had this to say, posting it to his X account. A look behind the curtain has revealed a horrific truth. Nearly the entire mainstream media worldwide has been funded by the U.S. government under the USAID. From the BBC to the New York Times and Politico. At this point, it might be easier to find out who USAID has not funded in the media sphere. The words of Dr. Ron Paul. Elon Musk and Rothmus both. Boom. Loving the message. Now, I posted this. This was 11 hours ago. When I saw this, Michael O'Keefe, I thought this was interesting. Trump's freeze on foreign aid has hit the Jesuit Refugee Service, one of the biggest players in mass immigration in Ireland and the EU. Yesterday, they announced that all of their work across the globe has been stopped. JRS Ireland is the group that was providing the tents for migrant tent cities in Dublin. They assist migrants entering Ireland, and they work on their behalf when they get here, kind of like Catholic Charities does here. This is a massive development. I love DOGE. That's what he says. So what did I have to say about this? When I read it, I had to read it a couple times because I'm like, what's this guy saying? Well, I said, it's time for every nation to put on its big boy pants. If any of these NGOs can't survive without government subsidies, then they shouldn't exist. If individuals want to support them of their own volition, they certainly can. It's going to be painful, but in the end, humanity will find balance. Good luck, Ireland. And we have this Carrie Bone, who is posting, oh my goodness, what is this young lady saying?
I love how unserious we are. Okay, so this creator made a post that says, I just got fired from USAID. I worked in the Department of Window Raindrop Racing. I was a referee. But hold on, wait for the comment. It says, my husband was let go too. He was in the department in charge of determining if the wheels on the bus do in fact go round and round. I got laid off too. I was in charge of alphabetizing what people do for a Klondike bar. I was a work from home firefighter. I was in charge of categorizing all the oceanfront property in Arizona. I got fired today and I didn't even know I worked there. I was head to how many licks it took to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop for 3 decades. I got fired. I was part of the team that was studying if a watched pot takes longer to boil. Now no one is watching. Dang, I got cut too. I was in the department working on turning all traffic lights red when you're in need of getting somewhere immediately. I just got a raise. Lost my job too. We were in charge of researching which dryer sheet scent parrots prefer. We were so close to narrowing down our top 5. My heart goes out to everybody that lost their job today. I know that it was really important, and I'm sorry this happened. Of how unserious we are. Okay, so this
Obviously, satire posts. I mean, people are just mocking the ridiculous line items that DOGE has uncovered that USAID has been spending money on across the globe. I mean, USAID is now the laughing stock of the United States, and we are all here for it, my friends. It is about time that these fools get exposed. Wall Street Apes posting this from Ian Carroll on USA funding, calling it insane. Ian says roughly 93% of USAID funding is estimated to be fraud. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, and their friends appear to be the top money laundering recipients. Wall Street Apes reports the majority of sub-awards being given out by USAID are all just transporting pharmaceutical products all around the world to all sorts of developing nations. It's mostly AIDS drugs, more AIDS drugs than you could ever imagine an entire planet needing. The main company transporting all these pharmaceuticals around the world, only 7% of the health commodity shipments delivered through this program arrived at their destination. Wow. Arrived at their destination on time and in full. This means 93% of the shipments they sent in that quarter either arrived incomplete or did not arrive within the 21-day window allotted and agreed by the buyer. There was a contract to build a power plant in Afghanistan that was paid for through USAID. It was never finished. It's producing 2% of the power it was intended to generate. This happened when Hillary Clinton led the State Department. Holy cow. The post continues. The company's CEO was indicted for siphoning money from USAID reconstruction contracts in Iraq and Afghanistan because that's what USAID is for. He writes, it is for Hillary Clinton's friends to siphon money out into their own pockets. You are never going to believe this. The firm that built that power plant that never got finished and doesn't work, they are represented by John Podesta and his lobbying group. Yes, it goes on to talk about how Podesta was tasked to come up with these sustainable development goals for his Council of International Development Companies. One of those companies was the largest recipient of USAID money there is. The same company thrived during Clinton's tenure, nabbing more contracts during the Haiti reconstruction effort than any other company. After the disasters in Haiti, they moved to Afghanistan. This same company continued to win lucrative USAID contracts in 2011 in Afghanistan. The project was intended to create 300,000 jobs by 2013. After 2 years, it had only created 2,458 jobs. In May 2009, it won a $90 million contract to grow exports and employment in the Pakistani economy. They continue. Get this. The USAID Inspector General found no measurable increase in sales or employment after the first 2 years of the project, but they still allowed it to be the largest recipient of USAID money. Holy cow, it continues. Also, they state here that they were bribing the Taliban with our tax dollars not to attack their projects. They were giving money to the Taliban basically as a protection racket. Quote, this is the deep state. It's been being built over the last 20 years, ever since Bill Clinton's time and even before, out of these proxy companies, these non-government organizations, charitable organizations, all these shadow kind of organizations that you don't know about, that we don't elect, that are some of them private, some of public, some are in the shadows, just wheeling and dealing billions and billions and billions of dollars of taxpayer money that just goes into the black box of aid and then is never heard or seen from again. And Pfizer is the second largest recipient of USAID. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to repost this on my X account. You can read it for yourself. You can follow me there and you can check out what Ian Carroll is exposing and basically what we just broke down in this post. And it continues. Here is Mike Cernovich saying this is scandalous. It is completely indefensible. He dug into the USAID situation and was speaking with Jesse Kelly, D.C., telling him just how bad that it really is. Let's tune in.
The USAID. All right, Mike, let's get to USAID because you have been all over this like white on rice, digging through this. I love that you're teaching people how to do actual real journalism because we don't have any journalists who can do that. What have you found, Mike?
Right. The USAID scandal is wild, and it harkens back to something that Andrew Breitbart said. I can't get the exact quote, but it was something like opinions have heat, but facts sizzle. There's something about putting the exact numbers in the face of a person that gives it a weight that's different from a hot take. So what way too many people on the right or conservatives do is they have a hot take. Foreign aid is a scam. And everybody's like, I mean, yeah, kind of, sure. But then you go through the forms, which thank you to Data Republican for doing it. I don't want to be Tim Walz and Stolen Valor, right? Data Republican, Elon, DOGE, all these people really got this rolling. And when you're like, wait a minute, because you can search at Data Republican by term, and you'll see, okay, $13 million to create diversity goes to a nonprofit. And then you can go to ProPublica, which is a far left-wing site, but they have all the tax returns, and it's called a Form 990. So you go to USAID, you type in diversity. Okay, $13 million from USAID to whatever, the Academic Scholar Institute of Scholars and Academics. And then you go Academic Scholar Institute of Scholars for Academics, Form 990, and you look and there's all these people making $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. In the case of the Kennedy Center in New York, once you factor in retirement contributions, $1.5 million. So you'll give, there was one, and some people go, well, that's not USAID, that's National Endowment of the Arts. So for all the little nitpickers out there, I'm using USAID as kind of a catch-all. What you do is you trace the money from you, the taxpayers, to these nonprofits, and you find out that people have been living high in the hog while your currency has been inflated. And it's actually, my eyes were glazing over because I felt like an accountant staring at a great financial fraud, a great financial crime. And even though people would say that it's legal, right, because the fact checkers are nitpicking, you find out this is scandalous. If it is legal under the law, technically, it's still an outrage and a scandal. And once you get into the weeds on the numbers, it's completely indefensible.
Yeah, completely indefensible. Follow the money. See who's behind these organizations like Ian Carroll just disclosed. Here is Ron Paul 24 hours ago.
ID funds for foreign. Headline on Breitbart is Trump freezes millions in USAID funds for foreign media. Foreign media, wow. Triggering globalist outrage. I did see a few liberals and Democrats. They're a little bit scared.
Yeah.
They're annoyed and mean and nasty too.
And we talked about it a little bit yesterday on the show. We talked about the fact that Politico was getting paid by USAID and the New York Times were getting paid by USAID. But it's like you scratch the surface and then there's this massive iceberg underneath it. We've only looked at the top of it. So the idea that the U.S. government is funding the foreign media, I mean, it really is, you talk about manufacturing consent. This is what the U.S. government does. It manufactures consent. It pays all the foreign media to say what it wants it to say, and then it tells Americans, look, the BBC's saying it, the Times is saying it, whatever. So go to the next one. There's actually some numbers on this, and this is from the article. American taxpayers are no longer subsidizing foreign media, once funded by the U.S. Agency for International Development, prompting left-wing concern for the political impact on global journalism and democracy. Now look at some of these numbers, Dr. Paul. President Donald Trump put a 90-day hold on all USAID's foreign aid this week, which subsequently cut $268 million from media outlets in more than 30 countries, according to the agency's 25 foreign budget reported by Reporters Without Borders. USAID's 2023 fact sheet taken offline due to the hold boasted that the agency supported 6,200 journalists, 707 news outlets, 279 media sector civil society organizations, i.e. NGOs, the Columbia Journalism Review reported. So what does this do, Dr. Paul, overseas with thousands and thousands on the U.S. payroll?
It's similar to the nonsense that was finally exposed was the social media and the government getting together and they cancel people that didn't agree with the COVID.
Yeah, COVID, yeah.
So this is another coalition put together, and that is business people and government and using these funds to, once again, though, this is similar to COVID, is to affect opinions, and get people upset and and get the support they need. And so the neatest thing is happening, and it has to continue, is the exposure.
Well, you know, when we've been talking since 2014, really, about the coup, the Maidan coup in Ukraine, and whenever we point out the involvement of the U.S. government in it, they say, oh, you're just using Russian talking points. Oh, you're on Putin's payroll. Well, it actually turns out that the other side is on Uncle Sam's payroll. You know, they're the ones that are on the payroll. They're the ones that have manufactured this misinformation, disinformation about what had happened, and not only there, but elsewhere, everywhere. I mean, Viktor Orban from Hungary, I talked about it yesterday, he put out another post on X Day talking about, you know, the cat's out of the bag now. All of the media in Hungary that was attacking the government is funded by the U.S. government, you know? And it's, wait, we're paying for the BBC? And the question is how much? Go to the next clip. How much are we paying for the BBC? Well, that blue mark you see up there is USAID. The United States government is the second largest funder, after the UK government, the second largest funder of the BBC. This is incredible. We literally are the second largest donor to the BBC. No wonder they toe the line that Washington wants them to toe.
Folks, I mean, I knew we were going to find out a lot with the DOGE, and what they've uncovered just with USAID is only the tip of the iceberg. This is from Anthony Sabato Jr. 23 hours ago. He declares that Nancy Pelosi got paid $137 million tax dollars by USAID. That deserves a deeper look. Joe Rogan, 24 hours ago, mainstream media can't compete with X. If you look at a viral post on X, a viral post about something that is very important, has to do with USAID, you'll see 7 million, 8 million views, 10 million views. There's nothing equivalent like that in the mainstream, because we are the mainstream now, my friends, and Elon Musk is exposing it all. I'm here for every minute. You are witnessing history as it's happening in real time. There has never been a moment like this in American history, and the pieces are finally falling into place. USAID isn't just another bloated government agency. It is the deep state's piggy bank. They have been using your tax dollars to fund everything from foreign propaganda to NGO slush funds. Nancy Pelosi getting $137 million through USAID? That's not a coincidence, folks. And Joe Rogan's right. When these stories hit X, they reach millions because the truth can't be contained anymore. The NGOs are shuttering migrant facilities as the money dries up. The Climate Justice Division at the EPA is gone, and even Ron Paul is confirming that USAID has been funding mainstream media worldwide. But here's the question that should keep every deep state bureaucrat awake at night. If this much corruption exists in just 1% of the federal budget, what will we find in the other 99%? Join the revolution with our exclusive MAGA Avengers gear. Check it out. Get a Next News hat, a Ron Paul Elon Musk t-shirt, a MAGA Avengers hat at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. It's linked below. Yeah, baby. We are still going. We are still here. Let's take a look, a live shot at the White House right now. There it is. That is where it's all happening. President Trump, Elon Musk deconstructing the deep state. Yeah, baby. Let's go. We've got this also. Michael Alfaro dropping $2. Let's go. Gary, what's up, Michael? You found it. Good to see you here. Thank you for that phone call today. Also, Michael has just become a member. Welcome to the family, Michael. We have been waiting for so long. Also, Billy Gunner Pillow has joined the memberships. Thank you. And keep an eye out for some of those internal messages that we send out to just our membership community. I think we've got over 300 people now in the membership community. 17 new members today. Our chat revenue is at $205. I got some really wild statistics I want to share with you because the show is on fire tonight. Okay, so far on this stream, 72,600 viewers. Concurrently, at our peak, 6,700. That's just on YouTube alone. Over 15,000 messages, chat messages, you guys have sent in. Oh my goodness. Real-time views. What are we looking at? I'm looking at right now, wow, like 260, 390 viewers, new viewers a minute. Folks, keep sharing, keep spreading the news, and we will keep on winning. Useful Idiot dropping $5. What is the Useful Idiot saying? I'll bet we're really not 37 trillion in debt. It's probably just hidden in accounts. We'll find it, or at least Elon will find it. Well, let's just hope that he does. TK's Custom Super Mods dropping $1.99. Thank you for that. Giving a thumbs up. Love you, man. Okay, more news to get to. You know, I'm sorry. I'm going to go into the main chat. So much has happened tonight that I haven't gone into the main chat. I want to make sure. Italian Goddess, 12 seconds ago. Randy, man, pray that Trump is really for us. Mike's son, I am out. It's been fun. Don't go anywhere, Mike. We're not done yet. Freedom Spider is here as well. Willie Watkins, amazing how they try to hide stuff, but they leave a paper trail. These people are a special kind of stupid. Billy Rice dropping the stars and Trump. Jonathan Floming, N3's on fire. Teresa Baker, that's the truth. Danny Lick, you boofed who? What? Ooh, Gary's in every guy, only better. Thanks, Ides of March. He will find it too. This is God Almighty's will and his way of using those he wills to do it. That is what is going on. That could fix a lot of potholes, says Shazplaman. Lowrider Chick is live from Michigan. What's up, Lowrider Chick? We got Beth in the house. RS, RU Cuckoo, New World Order Films. How about we give the Indians of America a few bucks? Truth Seeker is here, and Antino Chris, Kurt, Alex Bleepin Jones, Texas Woman, Serengeti Guitars. The gang is in the house. Ides of March. Gary, I just want to hang out with you. Do you? Well, maybe that'll happen soon. Maybe we'll do like a whole special thing where we can all hang out and just take shots of bourbon and get stupid. But that might get me in some trouble. Okay, we got some more news. Got some big balls news. Big balls. Ready? Let's go. Oh my goodness. I do not know what Todd has in store. All right. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to witness isn't just a news story. It's perhaps the greatest media meltdown in television history. A 19-year-old DOGE team member, known online as Big Balls, has managed to reduce CNN to a stammering mess of confusion and embarrassment. This kid, running what they breathlessly reported as a Russian site called Tesla.sexy, has done what armies of media critics couldn't. He has exposed just how absurd mainstream media has become. Even Elon Musk couldn't resist tweeting, "Personally, I voted for Big Balls." This isn't just funny. It's historic. And while CNN melts down over a teenager called Big Balls, Americans are facing real problems like soaring heating costs. The mainstream media would rather chase ridiculous stories than report on how inflation is crushing families. That's why I want to tell you about my secret weapon against rising energy costs. This portable, revolutionary little heater delivers instant warmth without the massive bills. Unlike CNN's hot air, this actually works. Visit StayWarmNow.com for 60% off and free shipping. Don't let the energy companies freeze you out while the media plays circus games. Okay, so here we go. The memes are everywhere today. Jenna Ellis, 5 hours ago, complaining about a 19-year-old to 22-year-old working at DOGE. No, we can't have that. Wanting to lower the voting age to 16. Yeah, let's continue with that. Oh, my friends, the memes are everywhere. Kaneko the Great, the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has named Big Balls as their Employee of the Month. Big Balls, Employee of the Month. Yes, this is great. Here we have, this is I believe this was shot from inside the halls of the DOGE department. This is the DOGE team going to work. What movie was that from? Oh my goodness, I can't remember. What movie was that from? Oh, Dilly Studios posting that. But no, that was from a film. I remember seeing that when I was growing up. CNN reveals the bombshell discovery that one DOGE worker goes by the name Big Balls. Yes, this is what they're spending their time on.
One way that we could refer to him. So this is a 19-year-old high school graduate who has used the unfortunate nickname Big Balls online. So that would be one way that we could refer to him. He is now working at Musk's behest inside DOGE. And we looked into his background. And so we found, several notable things, Aaron, one of which is that this individual has founded multiple companies, including one with another unfortunate name, Tesla.Sexy LLC, which he established in 2021. He would have been around 16 years old. Now, this LLC controls dozens of web domains.
So, Kara, you hear this, and you have known Elon Musk for years. So now you look at these young men who are now in data and in the private information about maybe hundreds of millions of American citizens as young as 19, the big balls here that he's talking about. Most of them are in their early 20s. There's an exception I'm going to get to in a minute. I'm curious, though, Kara, how well does even Musk know these young men, do you think?
I have no idea. I think there was no vetting whatsoever, as you can see, that's taken place. It took Katie and the really great team. Wired has done an astonishing job here. I could make a joke that's probably why he was hired for all this ridiculous nonsense and other nefarious things. But, there's an expression in technology. It's a feature, not a bug.
So this is a 19-year-old high school.
A feature, not a bug. I've just been informed that the clip that we saw here was from Johnny Dangerously. Oh, I love that movie with Michael Keaton. That was one of my favorites growing up. I like when they pulled all the wrap off the car and changed the color and all that stuff, and they became nuns or something. That was great. Great movie. Yeah. You farting asshole. Okay, what are the odds CNN is talking about Harry Bowles tomorrow? Polymarket asking the question. Southern FFA family, I don't care how big your balls are. I refuse to call you big balls, especially if you are a minor. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes, this was trending. Yeah, 57.6 thousand posts on X, number 2, trending. We do have memes here, one of my favorite memers posting. Oh, here's the shot from the Oval Office. Big Balls just departing from the Oval Office with his wheelbarrow. What kind of monster, ALX posting 24 hours ago, what kind of monster would hire someone called Big Balls? I don't know. Ask their boss, Harry Bowles. Oh, my goodness. Is this really happening? Walter Kurt, Big Balls, has managed to get MSNBC to read possibly the funniest script live on television I've ever heard in my life. He runs a Russian site called Tesla Sexy, God-tier level troll. Okay, so MSNBC, Joy Reid, covering this as well.
Startup that hired convicted 19 years old, is a high school graduate. He works at DOGE. He has access to U.S. government systems. His professional and online history call into question whether he would even pass a background check typically required to obtain security clearances. Security experts tell Wired he runs something called Tesla.Sexy, which operates a Russian website. He worked at a startup that hired convicted hackers. Someone using his Telegram handle solicited a cyber attack. And on his LinkedIn, and I apologize to the Saints out there, and we know a lot of the Saints listen to the show, he called himself Big, B-A-L-L-S. I won't say the whole word, so I won't be vulgar. That's what he calls himself. So Big, B-A-L-L-S has all of our Social Security data and maybe downloaded it, maybe didn't share it, maybe did. Your thoughts? 19-year-old.
I think it's so funny that Joy Reid is clutching her pearls, afraid to say the word big balls when she has said much, much worse and disgusting and derogatory things on that channel. Wow. Okay, what else have we got? Oh my goodness, squirrels for big balls. The memes are writing themselves. Holy cow, Earth, Wind, and Tires. Here we have another one, another meme coming soon to DC. Elon Musk Personally, I voted for big balls. It looks like, an AI-generated image of a purple-haired liberal protesting that nobody elected big balls. Oh, my goodness. What is this? Oh, my goodness. Someone had to do it. I give you DOGE's big balls. What is this? Oh, my goodness. I'm not going to play that because I know what will happen next. Okay, just in the name big balls is really starting to be a problem for CNN commentators. CNN unintentionally made the funniest news segment of all time. Here we have Unleash the Doge, Unleash the Big Balls. There's the Doge doggy, cute little puppy. Here we have, I actually have footage of the expert known as Big Balls. Oh my goodness, it's a clip from South Park. Yes, I remember that one. The quartering. I am Big Balls. We are all Big Balls. Here is Uncensored USA, Donald Trump and Elon Musk holding a pair of large balls. This is what we had. This is a Friday night news segment right here on the Raw feed. I mean, who knows what's going to come next out of the big balls, but only Elon Musk knows, and the Doge. So what we're witnessing here, a teenager with a sense of humor has accomplished what millions of dollars in media criticism couldn't. He's made CNN into a literal laughingstock. They're stumbling over themselves trying to report on big balls while maintaining their facade of serious journalism. MSNBC fell for it too, reading possibly the funniest script ever aired on television, but here's what's really happening. While the mainstream media obsesses over a DOGE staffer's nickname, they're missing the real story about government waste, border security, and deep state corruption. If a kid named Big Balls can bring CNN to its knees, what does it tell you about the state of American journalism? Show your meme mastery with our exclusive Mag Avengers merch. Link down below at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Yeah, baby. I voted for big balls. That is a fact. And speaking of big balls, let's check in on the live shot we have here of the White House coming into view. The beautiful structure where Elon Musk and Donald Trump are saving America right there. Oh, don't forget J.D. Vance and everybody else too. God bless them. Okay, what else have we got to go into? Let's check in with the main chat. Yeah, that was a little bit of a shorter segment for you guys because we've had some pretty long segments tonight. Careful while deadlifting. Sad Machine Inc. Holy balls. Oh, yeah, well, by balls touch water. Your balls can tell you when to mow. Oh, my goodness. We are just going down into the sewer tonight, aren't we? Thanks, Brian. Thanks a lot. Where's the how dare you? Come on, give me the how dare you. Come on. Come on. Can I get the buttons for that? Can we get those buttons programmed? We got this new toy here. I want to be able to press those buttons. Okay, we're going to do that later, but not now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, Pothead Kenny, South Park next season. Can't wait. Oh yeah, Great Balls of Fire, Yukon Cornelius. Lily Beans, pot is legal in Canada. Christina Gavlik, oh bummer, I don't get the Super Bowl. They're losing their minds, Rico Khan. Oh my goodness, what a show tonight we've had. Okay, I'm going to check in on the main chat, main Raw feed, see what is being said here. Okay, we went through that clip earlier today. Here are the Hodge twins 7 seconds ago posting this meme, replying to DOGE. Money for hurricane aid, money for transgender comic books in Peru. Yep, that checks out. Kelly, Patriot Mom, 717, 7 hours ago. Whoopi Goldberg canceled for attacking Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt. Whoa, what happened here?
That job. Let me be.
I'm not going to play that. Not sure about the music, but you get the point. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just appointed Tom Kraus, a DOGE ally, as the fiscal assistant secretary in charge of America's $5 trillion payment system. This is getting more and more epic. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We've got another super chat honorable mention. Thank you, says Rico Khan. Okay. Australia has 3. What? Wait, Craig, when you're sliding. What? What did you say? When you're sliding down a rope and your balls start to smoke. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, you know the thing. MGD. I was laid off from my U.S. aid job today. I was working to find out how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. Oh, you guys are too funny tonight. Here's Sassafras 84. She's absolute fire. If you haven't seen this, you need to. Dropping multiple F-bombs. This is our country. These are our tax dollars, and while Congress may hold the purse strings, it's the taxpayers that fills the effing purse. I don't want my money going towards all the crazy stuff that we're seeing. And DOGE is uncovering it all. And the tip of the iceberg only begins with USAID, and now they're starting to go into Medicare, Medicaid. They're finding so much more. It's just gonna keep unraveling, and the left is gonna lose their ever-loving minds. Greg Reese, 2 minutes ago, I'll start shaking pom-poms when DOGE starts investigating the 17 million. You can see what it says there. Lauren Boebert, a well-regulated militia. Being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Quote, tweeting the gun owners of America. Real Donald Trump just issued an executive order to assess any ongoing infringements of the Second Amendment. What's up? An executive order to assess any ongoing infringement of the Second Amendment rights of our citizens and present a proposed plan of action to protect the rights of all Americans. Yeah, baby. Protect the second at all costs. Here we have Dan Scavino. This picture posted to his X account today on the 7th of February. Looks like a prayerful moment in the Oval Office. Beautiful right there. And we need to continue to pray for President Trump every single day. Pray for this nation. Pray for protection. And, whoa, wait a second. What happened here? Autism Capital, 3 hours ago. Did Donald Trump just say he fired the chairman of the board of the Kennedy Center and made himself the chairman? Yes, he did. Holy cow. What? What? At my direction, we are going to make the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. great again. I have decided to immediately terminate multiple individuals from the Board of Trustees, including the chairman, who do not share our vision for a golden age in arts and culture. We will soon announce a new board with an amazing chairman, Donald J. Trump. Just last year, the Kennedy Center featured drag shows specifically targeting our youth. This will stop. The Kennedy Center is an American jewel and must reflect the brightest stars on the stage from all across our nation. For the Kennedy Center, the best is yet to come. Holy cow, the Kennedy Center is toast. Holy cow, folks. What a night it has been, and it is time for the weekend. I love you guys. We're going to call it a night. Unless you have any last-minute super chats that you want to drop to get my attention. Wait a second. Let's see here. Wait, did I miss? Holy cow. I missed a whole bunch, didn't I? Wow. Okay. Tom B. just became a member. Morgan Edwards, Semper Fi. Semper Fi to the USMC, United States Marine Corps, being able to balance a checkbook and prove it. Duty to Rebel dropping $2. Thank you so much. Useful Idiot dropping $2 as well. Did you see Trump pulled Biden's security clearance? I did not see that. Come on. Did he really? Did he really pull his security clearance? You got to be kidding me. I need to. Did that really happen? Whoa. Oh, there it is. There it is right there. There it is. 2 hours ago, he did it. There is no need for Joe Biden to continue receiving access to classified information Therefore, we are immediately revoking Joe Biden's security clearances and stopping his daily intelligence briefings. He set this precedent in 2021 when he instructed the intelligence community to stop the 45th president of the United States, me, from accessing the details on national security, a courtesy provided to former presidents. Her report revealed that Biden suffers from poor memory and even in his prime could not be trusted with sensitive information. I will always protect our national security. Joe, you're fired. Oh my goodness. There it is. And all Donald Trump had to say was that Joe Biden set the precedence. Joe Biden revoked his, and now Trump revoked his. Wow, turnabout is fair play. This is amazing. Are we really living in this America right now? Are we in an alternate timeline? No, this is it, man. Don't pinch me. Don't wake me up because I love where I'm at right now. Holy cow. Okay, hang on. Okay, so useful idiot, just thank you. See, this is why, the super chats are so important because you guys can bring things to my attention right away and we can find it, we can verify it, we can do this in real time. Wow, Antoinette. $5. I can't wait. She says, I can't wait until President Trump, Elon Musk digs up the corruption inside FEMA, USDA, IRS, etc. If possible, the big fish, the Federal Reserve. Yeah, dude, this is just a tip of the iceberg, Antoinette. I don't know about the Federal Reserve, though, because it is a private corporation. It's a private group. So I don't know. I mean, just USAID was an independent agency of the State Department, and they had no accountability. So I don't know if there's a parallel with the Federal Reserve. I doubt it. I mean, the Federal Reserve is like the holy grail of this whole thing. Can you imagine if we crack that nut? I mean, FEMA, they can get to USDA, they can get to IRS, they can get to the Federal Reserve. That's going to be the holy grail. Yeah, believe me. When I used to march in the streets with my bullhorn screaming, "End the Fed, sound money for America," yeah, I will celebrate this day when it happens. Craig says it again, when you're sliding down a rope and your balls start to smoke. Okay, thank you. Ginger Lloyd, $5, Sheba Dog clapping hands. Okay, thank you, Ginger Lloyd, for your $5. We've got Albert dropping $5 to every federal employee that was fired. Learn to code. Man, okay, so we got 18 new members tonight, $246 in chat revenue, super chats. I can't even keep up with what's happening in this country right now, but it's time for the weekend. We got lots to do, and tomorrow I'm going to a GOP meeting, so my work is never done. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we have witnessed tonight isn't just news, it's history in the making. On this 19th day of President Trump's return to power, the landscape of American politics is being transformed before our eyes. We started with Trump's explosive actions, from meetings with Japan's prime minister to backing A.G. Bondi's plans to reinstate the federal death penalty. Even Elizabeth Warren is being forced to acknowledge Trump's warnings about debanking. They were right all along. And the deep state's worst nightmare is becoming a reality. Then we uncovered the cartel's fatal miscalculation. They are threatening our border-patrolled weaponized drones, but they clearly haven't considered what happens when you provoke the United States. Yeah. You're going to meet some Marines. As Tom Homan warned, they're about to learn a very harsh lesson about American resolve. Elon Musk's DOGE team, yes, these brilliant young patriots that the left loves to mock, have exposed $100 billion in Medicare and Medicaid fraud. Just think about that. While career bureaucrats sat on their hands for decades, these digital natives, well, what do? Needed just weeks to uncover one of the largest financial frauds in history. And speaking of fraud, the USAID scandal continues to explode. 93% of its funding estimated to be fraudulent. Nancy Pelosi allegedly receiving $137 million through USAID programs. The mainstream media worldwide being bankrolled by your tax dollars. And remember, this is just 1% of the federal budget. And finally, we witness perhaps the greatest media meltdown in television history as CNN tied itself in knots trying to report on a DOGE team member known as Big Balls. Sometimes the truth is stranger and funnier than fiction. But none of this would be possible without your support. We're fighting against a massive machine of corruption and disinformation. And if you value real journalism, if you believe in the truth, we need your help. Visit the donation links in the description. Every dollar helps us continue exposing what the mainstream media won't touch. Big balls. To everyone who sent in super chats and rumble rants tonight, thank you. $246.05. Your voices matter. Your perspective matters. Everyone who went into the chat room tonight, 17,000 messages were sent tonight in the chat room. Holy cow, let's continue to look. Now, 15,000 right now. That's where the number's at. No, 17,400 chat messages. Over 78,000 viewers tonight. And just, you guys are off the charts, sharing, telling your friends how much you love this show. I thank you for that. Your voices matter. Your perspectives matter. And you are proving that real journalism is not dead. It's just not happening in the mainstream media anymore. So before we go, grab a hat. Go to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com. Check out our exclusive gear, Next News swag, and show the world that you stand with the truth tellers, not the narrative spinners. See the hats down there? Grab one. Mag Avengers, Next News, come on. I want to see these hats when I go to CPAC. Okay, I better see these hats. Well, it might take a little bit long to ship, but yeah, I'll be at CPAC. Mountain Goddess, $5. Congrats on getting with the in crowd at the White House. Just don't forget about us, the little people. Don't you worry, Mountain Goddess. Don't you worry. The in crowd. Not really. But hey, I'm just honored to be able to go. Anyway, this is why we do what we do. We do it for you, Mountain Goddess. We do it for you, Albert and Ginger, and Aries Vixen, and Scott, Pothead Kenny, Ides of March, Camel, Bettina, Thinking Impaired, Antoinette, Desert, Doxies. We do it for you. This is why we fight. This is why we need your support to keep going. So tell a friend what you've learned tonight. Share the broadcast. When we upload the individual segments, share them across all your social platforms. Send them into your Facebook groups, because that's one of the secret places where you can make stuff go viral, in your Facebook groups. My friends, the truth cannot be silenced. From all of us at the Raw Feed, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Stay vigilant, Patriots, and have a blessed and restful weekend.